Over 1,100,000 fans have come to Dodger Stadium, and tonight it will be a sellout as we await the start of Game 3, the Dodgers and the Chicago Cubs. It's time for Dodger Baseball. Live from Dodger Stadium, FSN West 2 presents the Dodgers as they take on the Chicago Cubs. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Wednesday night to you, wherever you may be. The Dodgers beginning a long homestand, but stumbling against the Cubs, although there was certainly nothing to be ashamed of losing last night to a brilliant Carlos Zambrano. The Dodgers, however, have lost 2 in a row to the Cubs. That also means they've fallen 6.5 games behind the San Diego Padres, who have won 6 straight. So tonight, the Dodgers will send the veteran Derrek Lee out to the mound. He is 4-4, no record against the Cubs. And the Dodgers will see a young left-hander, John Karanka, who is just called up by the Cubs. Being left-handed, that's a note of encouragement for the Dodgers. Their record against left-hand starters, 11-4. Well, when you play this game and you play it hard on a professional level, the bat is important, the glove's important, and so is the ball. We'll talk about the ball when we come back.
Southwest Airlines is not just for short flights anymore. We're taking low fares farther with more long-distance nonstops out of Los Angeles.
You are now free to move about the country.
Hey, Jack.
Hey.
Want a donut?
Why would I want a donut? Donuts are a scam. When you get to the middle, where the donut fillet should be, you get a hole. I don't want a hole for breakfast. I want something meaty and filling, like my new meaty breakfast burrito with scrambled eggs, bacon, ham, sausage, real cheeses, and fire-roasted salsa. Enjoy your hole.
Hey, Jack, want a bagel?
Horsepower Land Rover LR3, 2005 Motor Trend Sport Utility of the Year, nicely equipped at $5.99 a month.
With over 100 locations, there's a Fidelity Investor Center near you. Fidelity Investments, smart move.
They lurk in the water, waiting for a fight. The season-long battle for the FLW Championship continues.
He's got a monster.
The competition tightens, and the stakes increase for the world's top anglers.
Look at the bend in that rod.
Get caught in the action, emotion, and adrenaline. FLW Outdoors, Sundays on FSN.
The 2005 MLB Draft is Tuesday, and Totally Baseball will provide extensive coverage of who the Dodgers and Angels are going after, which local high school and college players could be headed to the show, and an update on the status of the Halos' top pick from 2004, Jared Weaver. All this plus expert analysis and interviews with the people making the key decisions. It's the Totally Baseball MLB Draft Special, Tuesday at 10:30 on FSN West 2. GMC is proud to present the SAP telecast of Dodgers Baseball.
Dodger Baseball on FSN West 2 is brought to you by Dodge. Grab life by the horns. Dodge. By Gatorade Thirst Quencher. It's in the MLB. Is it in you? By Southwest Airlines. Nonstop service to over 59 destinations across the country. And by Nissan, who invites you to shift your ride. Welcome back to Dodger Stadium as we await the start of Game 3, the final game of the series between the Dodgers and Cubs. Last night, a great pitching duel involving Brad Penny and Carlos Zambrano but Penny was very much unhappy about the baseballs that he was throwing to home plate. The rule says the ball shall be a sphere formed by yarn wound around a small core of cork, rubber, or similar material. It shall weigh not less than 5, no more than 5 1/4 ounces, measure not less than 9, no more than 9 1/4 inches in circumference. But if throwing a baseball means your living, even though the umpires might work on them before the game with the mud from Delaware, nevertheless, there are those pitchers who are extremely sensitive to the condition of the ball. If you match a rubbed-up ball with an unrubbed ball, you can see quite a difference. So Penny was worried, but the ball is the ball, and we'll be back with the ball game right after this.
The tension mounts. Your pulse quickens. Suddenly, you're in the game. FSN West 2 gets you closer to Dodgers baseball than ever before. With 125 games, in-depth analysis, and complete post-game coverage. Don't miss a beat as Milton Bradley, Jeff Kent, and the Dodgers defend their NL West crown. Dodgers baseball on FSN West 2. Pure adrenaline.
Maybe this isn't the best time to say it, but I think you're really beautiful.
Well, I've always been attracted to you too, Paul.
Wait, hold on one sec, babe. Excuse me?
Want to get away? Now you can. Fly Southwest Airlines from the LA area to Las Vegas or Phoenix for just $49 one way. Southwest Airlines.
You are now free to move about the country.
Whether you like Jack Daniels mixed, straight, or on the rocks, there's really only one way to drink it. Responsibly.
Celebrate a half-century of history with a 2005 Los Angeles Dodgers Medallion Collection. This Sunday, the collection starts with a free medallion album, available with a coupon in one of the 8 participating papers. The album is home to 2 generations of Dodgers baseball, today's stars, and yesterday's heroes from 1955, the Dodgers World Series champions. There are 21 exclusive medallions to collect, commemorating the best of the blue. So get your free album coupon this Sunday, only in these participating newspapers.
Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant good evening to you, wherever you may be. Welcome to Dodger Stadium as we await the start of Game 3 between the Dodgers and the Cubs. Jason Worth leading the parade out onto the field, and Derrek Lee, last man out, and hoping, of course, that he'd be the last man to walk off with a win. So the Dodgers giving the youngsters their autographs, those who accompany him to his position, and in a moment we'll get the ball game underway. For Dusty Baker, trying for a sweep, and for the Cubs to sweep the Dodgers would be news. The last time they swept the Dodgers was 4 years ago at Wrigley Field. The last time they swept the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium, 10 years ago. Nefi Perez, for the second time, will lead off at shortstop. Enrique Wilson playing for Aramis Ramirez, who turned an ankle last night. Derrek Lee will be at first. Jeremy Burnett's in right field. Todd Walker will be at second base. Corey Patterson in center field. Former Dodger Todd Hollandsworth will be in left field. Michael Barrett behind the plate. And a young left-hander by the name of John Karanka coming out to the mound. Karanka's mother is here, but his father is recuperating in Florida from surgery. So you can imagine the youngster going out to the mound to go up against the Dodgers in Dodger Stadium. So it's Karanka and Lowe, and we're just about ready to get the ball game underway. Derrek Lee with a record of 4-4. More importantly, he has been very successful at Dodger Stadium. He is 4-1 here at Dodger Stadium. He has a 2-game winning streak. And Derrek Lee celebrating his 32nd birthday. So he's a lot on the line tonight as he prepares to pitch to Perez, Wilson, and Lee. So John Karanka, having warmed up, slowly making his way in. And of course, there's one fella in the Dodger dugout who can certainly empathize with the feelings that Karanka has. That would be Derek Thompson. It was Derek Thompson, the Dodger young left-hander, who made his big debut against Arizona. And tonight, going through similar emotions, I'm sure, is young Karanka from Claremont, Florida. So here is Nefi Perez hitting .301. Switch hitter batting left-handed and grounds the first pitch into right field for a base hit. So Nefi Perez starts it off with a single to right. The Dodgers defensively with Olmedo, Signs, and Jeff Kent, Cesar Izturis, and Antonio Perez. Mike Edwards, a third baseman, is making his first career start in left field. J.D. Drew in center. Jason Worth is right. Just have to wait and see about when Milton Bradley can play. Nefi Perez draws a throw, jumps back on the bag. Perez hitting .301, and he is 4 for 4 in stolen bases. The Cubs are doing very well. They've won 5 straight, 8 out of 11, and they're trying to sweep the Dodgers. There goes Perez. Pitch inside, a strong throw, in time to get him. Jason Phillips throwing a blur down there to Cesar Izturis, and Nefi Perez is erased for the first time this year. So Enrique Wilson showed bunt, but the throw was there in plenty of time. Nefi flying through the air, tagged on the right calf, and he still had a ways to go before he got to the bag. So 1 out, the 1 ball, no strike count. That pitch is lifted down the left field line, foul, and will go back into the stands out of play. And the 1 ball, 1 strike count. So Enrique Wilson, a veteran switch hitter. He's only had 4 at-bats with the Cubs. And Enrique trying to make a little impression now as he makes his first start. Kind of a gap hitter most of the time. He's from the Dominican, and he has bounced around. He came up with the Indians, and then he played with the Pirates, the Yankees, and he was in the International League until called up this year. Now the 1-1 pitch, and that's high and outside. Ball 2, 2-1. For Chicago, you have Perez and Wilson switch hitters. Then after Lee, a right-hand batter, you have Burnett, Walker, and Patterson and Hollingsworth, all left-handers. Pitch outside, and they count 2-1. And then at the bottom of the lineup, you have John Karanka, the pitcher. For the Cubs, getting a big start and push by Greg Maddux, who was brilliant the other day. Little roller up along first base, foul and out of play, and they count 3-1. You may remember Maddux won a strong 6, allowed 2 runs set up on his own error, and won the ball game, his 308th career victory. And then last night, a masterpiece by big Carlos Zambrano, who pitched a 1-hitter. So the Dodgers have run up against some brilliant pitching, and now they'll take a youngster tonight. Today for Carlos Zambrano, his 24th birthday. Meanwhile, ground ball wide of third. Antonio is up with it to throw him out. So Wilson grounds to third. 2 down in the first inning, and Derrek Lee coming up. Derrek Lee, the player of the week, and really he's been the player for 2 months, it seems. He leads the league in batting average at .363, leads in home runs with 16, leads in RBIs with 46, leads in total bases with 128, and he fouls a first pitch away. He also leads in slugging percentage. He's second in on base percentage. Wow, what a year he's having. He is 4th in the league in batting in the daytime and 9th batting at night. So you get the idea. Derrek Lee at the plate, and he promptly bangs it into right field for a base hit. Jason Worth over to his left to come up with it. One thing about Derrek Lee, he'll probably hate, absolutely hate, not to be hitting anymore against the Western Division. I mean, he has done such a tremendous number against the West, it's hard to believe. So Derrek Lee, a line drive base hit, and he checks in at first with Jeremy Burnett at the plate. 2 hits and nothing to show for it, and Burnett's a ground ball to Kent. Easy play, and that'll be that. No runs, 2 hits, a man left, and now it's your time, young man. John Karanka, front and center for your Major League debut.
Coors Light. Taste the cold.
We spend our whole day dreaming about what an ATM could be, what it should be. We're working on cash deposits at our ATMs, where you won't even have to use an envelope. You put the cash in, our ATM quickly scans, counts the cash, and totals it for you. I'm Dean Kirby. I'm a banker, and I'm proud to be part of Bank of America. Bank of America has more ATMs around the country than any other bank, over 16,000 of them, and we never stop thinking about how to make them better. We've already carved at least 6 seconds out of the basic transaction. Doesn't sound like a lot unless you think of yourself in a van full of kids like I do. We're also working on transfers and payments at our ATMs. Watch. From checking, take $60 and pay towards your credit card. Or from checking, move $100 into your savings account. We're working on that. Imagine this, depositing checks. Now you see it on the screen, and we print that image on your receipt. At Bank of America, we want each of our ATMs to be a mini Bank of America. A mini bank as good as any big bank we've built.
Bank of America. Higher standards.
The Arby's regular roast beef sandwich. Come in today and get 5 of them for only $6.95. It'll have you and 4 pals saying, I'm thinking Arby's.
You're watching FSN West 2.
Cubs failed to score in the first inning, so the Dodgers coming up against John Karanka, making his Major League debut. Here are the men who will test him. Cesar Izturis, followed by Antonio Perez and J.D. Drew, Jeff Kent, along with Olmedo Saenz and Jason Worth, Jason Phillips, Mike Edwards, and Derrek Lee. So John Karanka, he's 6'1", 180-pounder. He's been a pro since 1998. 24 years old, born in Clearwater, Florida, lives in Claremont, Florida, and the left-hander ready in the first pitch to Izturis is high, ball 1, 1-0. He's left-handed all the way. Started in rookie league, worked his way up to AA, and finally made it to Iowa this year, AAA. The 1-0 pitch to Izturis, that's a strike, and the count 1-1. As we mentioned in our opening remarks, Karanka's mother is here, but his father recuperating from major surgery back in Florida. And Izturis drives one down the right field line, foul and out of play. Cesar Izturis has had 75 hits in the month of April and May, so he has really turned in a tremendous jump. Most hits by the end of May for any Dodgers since divisional play in '69. It's Izturis. He now hits a fly ball to shallow right. Burnett's coming up and makes the running catch for the out. The last Dodger to hit that well by the end of May, Willie Davis had 72 hits, and Izturis has 75. 1 out, and we'll check now and look at the Cubs. Derrek Lee, Todd Walker, Nefi Perez, a Gold Glove at shortstop, and Enrique Wilson at third. Hollinsworth, Patterson, and Burnett's in the outfield. Karanka and Barrett, the battery. And here is Perez. Antonio waiting, looks at a fastball high, ball 1, 1-0. Antonio hitting .450 and has done very, very well. The 1-0 pitch, Perez hits it foul off to the right, out of play, and the count 1-1. They were asking Karanka about how he felt he would pitch, and he said certainly in the beginning mostly fastball. Well, he's been clocked at 90 so far, and sticking with fastballs. 1-1 pitch on the way to Perez, fastball, but that's low, ball 2, and the count 2-1. So John Karanka trying to give the Chicago Cubs a lift. The same thing that the Dodgers got from Derek Thompson. The 2-1 pitch, and that's taken for a strike, and the count 2-2. Dusty Baker having his club win 5 in a row. They're 6.5 games back of St. Louis. 2-2 pitch on the way is hit foul down the right field line, out of play. So Antonio Perez with a home run, 5 RBIs, and a tremendous on base percentage, better than half the time, .522. So the right hand hitter back up and waiting. Karanka turns on the rubber. John Reddy in the 2-2 pitch, foul ball outside at third. It was back in 2002 after Karanka had been signed by the Reds, and the Texas Rangers chose him out of the Reds organization in the Rule 5 draft. The young left-hander looks for a sign. Now he's ready. 2-2 pitch on the way, and that's waved at and missed. And that was a great off-speed pitch. After all fastballs, he throws a change to strike out Perez. And of course, when you're young and you can throw an off-speed pitch and get a hitter, that does a great deal for your confidence. In his minor league career, interestingly enough now, Karanka's problems pretty much left-hand batters, and he's going to take a look at a good one right now. J.D. Drew, who promptly fouls one away off to the left, out of play. In the California and Southern leagues, the left-handers hit .355 against Karanka. So with a fastball, change-up, and a kind of a slurvy curve, he brought them all out to the mound tonight. The strike one pitch to J.D. Drew is swung on, ground ball, smothered by Derrek Lee, throws to his pitcher, late. J.D. Drew flying down the line. That's the third time in the series Derrek Lee has smothered a base hit. 3 times he has thrown sitting down on the ground. Once he threw a little behind Greg Maddux for the out. Last night he threw to Zambrano for the out. And this time he threw a little late to Karanka. And J.D. Drew, with a burst of speed, nosed him out at the bag. So a 2-out infield single, but another dazzling effort by Derrek Lee. And now the batter is Jeff Kent. So Drew at first, 2 out, first inning, no score. Karanka, big kick and a fastball hit slowly to short. Perez a shovel in time. By shoveling that ball, he kind of threw a balloon to Todd Walker, and that made the play unnecessarily close. At the end of an inning, no score.
It's a wonderful world. I'm just walking on air. Top of heaven on earth. I've got more than my share. Haven't got a care. Happy all day.
Rico dependability moves your ideas forward.
It's a wonderful world.
Tweaks, too.
Loving wonderful you.
The 2005 MLB Draft is Tuesday, and Totally Baseball will provide extensive coverage of who the Dodgers and Angels are going after, which local high school and college players could be headed to the show, and an update on the status of the Halos' top pick from 2004, Jared Weaver. All this plus expert analysis and interviews with the people making the key decisions. It's the Totally Baseball MLB Draft Special, Tuesday at 10:30 on FSN West 2.
Show me a hero and I write you a tragedy.
If you think you've seen everything on Mike Tyson, think again.
I got some serious demons I'm fighting.
Fox Sports Net presents the critically acclaimed documentary.
I hate my life now. Maybe in my next life, I'll have a better life. And that's why I'm just looking forward to go to the other world.
Mike Tyson, Beyond the Glory. Viewer discretion strongly advised.
World-class boxing ignites on FSN. Audley Harrison and Robert the St. Davis face off in the best damn heavyweight fight, period. Harrison, Davis, June 9th on FSN.
Second inning, no score in the ball game. The Dodgers and the Cubs This is Cesar's Tourist bobblehead night, so they've given out about 50,000 of them in a salute to the Dodgers' great young shortstop. Karanka made 14 pitches to put the Dodgers down in the first inning, and now it will be the top of the second with Todd Walker, followed by Corey Patterson and then Todd Hollingsworth. Walker's been out a long time. He hurt his knee and he was put on the DL on April the 10th. Left-hand hitter looks at a strike and the count 0-1. So Walker has only been in 12 games, and this is the 51st game for Chicago. Todd waiting, batting .297, grounds one into right field by the diving Jeff Kent. So that's 3 hits given up by Derrek Lee in 1 inning plus, but nothing else.
Center fielder, number 20.
And the batter now will be Corey Patterson. Though we've had singles by Perez and Lee in the first inning, and now a leadoff single by Walker. Corey Patterson, the center fielder, hitting .278 on the slender side, but he has 10 home runs, 19 runs batted in. Out of his stretch goes Derrek Lee, looks over at first. A bunt by Patterson is foul. He was bunting for a base hit, and the count 0-1. Derrek Lee's last game, you may remember he struggled in the first inning. He gave up a base hit, committed back-to-back balks, and then gave up a home run to Jose Cruz Jr. But he settled down after that, and the Dodgers went on to win it for him. 0-1 the count to Corey Patterson. Strike one pitch coming up. Patterson, a full swing off the glove of the drawn-in Perez and down the line. Chasing the ball in the corner is Mike Edwards, and runners will hold at second and third. So Patterson tried to bunt on the first pitch and hit a bullet on the second pitch, and the drawn-in Perez had it go off his glove and went on down the line. So just like that, the Cubs are after Derrek Lee. Second and third, nobody out, and Todd Hollingsworth, the former Dodger, coming up. So it is a rocky beginning for Derrek Lee. Derrek Lee has never faced the Cubs. The plate umpire, C.B. Buckner, has had a little equipment problem, the strap that holds the mask on, and CB's asking for a little help. Stan Johnson comes out to see if he can fix it. C.B. Buckner, he's been in the big league 7 years. He was born in Jamaica, but that's Jamaica in the West Indies, and he lives in Brooklyn, New York, the last we heard. He moved to the United States in 1973, and he got a Bachelor of Science in Recreation Therapy from New York State University. Actively involved, they say, with introducing and teaching baseball to children in Jamaica. And as a hobby, why, he collects toys, helps to organize an annual treat day, a Hollywood party, a holiday party featuring athletic events and video games and picnics for over 200 children in Jamaica. So you get the idea, a very worthwhile human being and a fine umpire, C.B. Buckner. On the scoreboard, we can tell you that Milwaukee jumped out to a 3-0 lead in the first inning against San Diego. Carlos Lee had a home run. Colorado leading the Cardinals 6-4 in the fifth. One of the shocks of the year, Colorado beat the Cardinals at Coors Field 2-1 in a game. Houston leading Cincinnati 4-1. The Mets beat Arizona 2-1. All right, Derrek Lee now is ready. So is C.B. Buckner. And the pitch is low, ball one to Todd Hollingsworth. Though Hollingsworth hitting only .202 with a home run, 9 runs batted in. Hollingsworth has appeared in 44 games, though he has Walker at third, Patterson at second, and nobody out. Pitch to Hollingsworth, ground foul outside of first and down the line. The 1 ball and 1 strike to Todd Hollingsworth. It would be interesting. Matt Hergis is looking for a job. He was cut loose by the Giants, And the Cubs may be interested, and if so, why, you'd have Hurgis and his brother-in-law, Todd Hollingsworth, on the same team. Todd married Matt's sister. A drive down the right field line, hooking foul, and the count 1-2. Hollingsworth, 32 years old, first came up to the Dodgers 10 years ago. Most home runs, well, one year the Dodgers and the Rockies, and the emphasis on Rockies, he had 19 home runs. The Todd backup, well put together, 6'2", 215-pounder, out of Ohio. Dodgers got him out of high school when he was in Seattle. 1-2 the count, and time requested and granted. The timeout. So Walker single to right, Patterson double to left, and there are runners at second and third, nobody out. On deck, Michael Barrett, the catcher. No score, top of the second inning. Derrek Lee ready and deals on the hands, fouled off, and it's still 1-2. So Derrek Lee on his 32nd birthday, trying to follow in the steps of Carlos Zambrano, who celebrated his 24th birthday today after that brilliant one-hitter last night. Milwaukee will be in here starting tomorrow night. Derek Thompson will go up against the gold medal Olympic pitcher Ben Sheets. All right, Hollingsworth back up to the plate and waiting. 1-2. Great all-around athlete. He was all-state halfback in the football team in high school. He takes off the plate, and the count 2-2. He went from halfback to fullback, scored 23 touchdowns, rushed for more than 1,000 yards. He was also a power forward on the basketball team, so Todd's an athlete. And he grounds one slowly wide of first. Signs is going to be beaten to the bag. Derrek Lee was late covering. Signs tried to get there, and Hollingsworth just flat out beat him. So on a slow roll to the first, the Cubs get a run and lead 1-0. Corey Patterson takes third, and Hollingsworth, who can still motor, goes down the line. Signs had no one to throw the ball to. Lowe was late, and Hollingsworth was there ahead of him. So an infield single. Holly with a base hit, a run batted in. That means 5 hits against Derrek Lee, and nobody out in the second inning. So first and third, and Michael Barrett, right-hand hitting catcher, checking in. Barrett off the bench last night, had a base hit in the 10th inning and scored the winning run. And Michael takes a strike, and the count 0-1. Barrett hitting .285. He has 5 home runs, 20 RBIs. It has been a merry month of May for Michael. He had .348. And here we are, June 1. 1-0 Cubs in the second. Lowe throws to first. Hollingsworth back on the bag. Hollingsworth has not had a stolen base. So Hollingsworth off the bag at first. Patterson down the line from third. Nobody out. Remember, Nefi Perez tried to run. There goes Hollingsworth. The pitch, a strike. The throw is high. He's stolen it. So holding at third is Corey Patterson. And Hollingsworth, who once upon a time in his earlier days stole 21 bases for the Dodgers, never did that again really in the big leagues. But Holly steals second. And the Cubs now second and third, nobody out. 0-2 the count to Michael Barrett. The infield is back. They'd give up the run to get an out. Derrek Lee looks in, getting a sign. Flashed out there by Jason Phillips, and then Derek not quite sure. They're not on the same page, so Phillips goes out to the mound. So in the inning, after the Cubs had 2 hits in the first inning and failed to score, Walker singled to right. Patterson doubled off Perez's glove, sending Walker to third. Hollingsworth, a slow roller, and beat Signs to the bag. Lowe was not there to handle a throw, so Walker scored. Over at third is Corey Patterson, and Hollingsworth just stole second, so it's a mess. Mike Rose looking on. as Jason Phillips handling Derrek Lowe. The pitch to Barrett, down and away, ball one. 1-2 the count. Michael Barrett, last month just about, hitting .361, and the 1-2 pitch off the plate again to Barrett. So a very shaky start for Derrek Lowe. Henry Blanco caught last night, and Barrett behind the plate tonight. 2-2 the count, and the Cub catcher fouls it away. Michael Barrett is a Georgia boy who played for the Expos. He was with the Expos 7 years, right around the time that Felipe Alou and Jim Tracy were running things. In fact, talking about Felipe Alou, 70 years old, the Giants have renewed his managerial contract for next year. 2-2 the count to Michael Barrett. Out of a stretch goes Derrek Lowe, a long look in. Runners leading away from second and third. Barrett takes in the dirt. It squirts away, but not far enough for Patterson to come. And they go 3-2 with Barrett. So Derrek Lowe, one pitch away from loading him up with nobody out. Last night, the Cubs were shut down on home runs. They've had 13 home runs in their last 5 games. And going into last night's game, they were scoring 48% of their runs on home runs, and Brad Penny pretty well shut him down. Michael Barrett chasing ball 4, losing control of the bat, and you get an idea why he's down there in the 8th spot chasing that kind of a pitch. Way off the plate, and immediately hollers to Derrek Lowe, look out, I'm sorry. So Barrett strikes out on a bad pitch, so Lowe really fooled him. 1 out, runners at second and third, and now John Karanka made his debut as a pitcher in the first inning. Now his first major league at bat. Lowe out of a stretch and deals, and it's a fastball high, ball 1, 1-0. 1 run, 5 hits for the Cubs. No runs, 1 hit for the Dodgers. So at least with their hit, they're even with the 10 innings they had last night. Lowe out of a stretch. Cubs at second and third. The pitch to Karanka, swung on and missed, and the count 1-1. Derrek Lowe working hard here in the first inning, upcoming his 20th pitch. Derrek, right foot on the rubber, looks down the barrel to get a sign. Now he's ready. Young Karanka waiting and takes a little low. 2-1 the count. When Derrek Lowe started against Arizona, he made 25 pitches in the first inning and then cut it down. So we'll see what he does here in the second. Derrek ready, and the 2-1 pitch to Karanka, hit down the left field line, foul, out of play, and the count 2-2. And a good catch down there, fellow who brought his glove. 1-0 Chicago, trying to sweep the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium for the first time in 10 years. Lowe looks down to Phillips. Now he's ready. 2-2 pitch to Karanka, fouled away. Waiting his turn on deck, Nefi Perez. Couple of bulletins on some Dodgers. Odalis Perez, he had a bullpen today, 40 fastballs, felt about the same as Monday. He'll have another bullpen session on Friday. Elmer DeSanz is leaving for Vegas tomorrow night. He'll pitch on Friday. 2-2 pitch is strike 3 called. A check swing by Karanka, and down he goes. So Barrett chased ball 4. Karanka strikes out. Milton Bradley, meanwhile, wearing a special guard on his right hand. That ring finger of his right hand with a slightly torn tendon, as we understand it. But when Milton is able to play, no one knows. The one thing he could do is run the bases. He had a pop fly in Arizona, doubled over in pain, and has not been able to play since. So here is Nefi Perez, second and third, 2 out, 1-0 Cubs. Neffy takes low, ball one. Perez single to right field in the first inning. Neffy batting .305. Good all-around ball player. Hitting right about 300. Left-handed, .314 right. And he's got a birthday tomorrow. The next one to Neffy is outside. Ball 2, 2-0. And again, Jason Phillips going out to the mound. So working hard is Derrek Lee. And Perez, he'll be 32, born in the Dominican Republic. Derrek Lee is 32 today. So June bursting out all over, as the song goes. And the 2-0 pitch to Neffy Perez. Derrek delivers. High fly ball to right. Back goes Wirth to the track at the wall. Leaps in the air. It is gone. Neffy Perez takes Derrek Lee over the right field wall for his 6th home run of the year. And in behind that comes Patterson and Hollingsworth and Perez. And the Cubs have hung a 4 on the scoreboard and lead 4-0. So Neffy Perez celebrating his birthday tomorrow with a 3-run home run. Wirth tried to climb the wall but couldn't do it. And for Jim Tracy, a very tough blow here early in the game. So Jim Colburn going out to the mound. And the Dodgers find themselves in a tough way to go. Neffy Perez once hit 12, but that's when he played at Coors Field in Colorado. He has had a wonderful career, never been known as a power hitter. He first came up to the Rockies in 1996. So a 10-year man with the Rockies, the Royals, the Giants, and the Cubs. And he has given the Cubs a 4-0 lead. Has to be very good news for young John Karanka. So Enrique Wilson is at the plate, 2 down. Enrique's from the Dominican, and would you believe he's going to be 32? And the first pitch of the left-hand hitter is whacked to the gap, and that is going to be a diving running catch, and it looked like Drew was going to dive. At the last minute stayed on his feet and makes the running catch for the out. So J.D. Drew finally makes a big play to get the last out, and at the end of an inning and a half, 4-0 Chicago.
Maybe this isn't the best time to say it, but I think you're really beautiful.
Well, I've always been attracted to you too, Paul.
Wait, hold on one sec, babe. Excuse me?
Want to get away? Now you can. Fly Southwest Airlines from the LA area to Las Vegas or Phoenix for just $49 one way. Southwest Airlines.
You are now free to move about the country.
Give your engine what it wants. Pennzoil with time-release molecules delivers non-stop protection throughout the life of your oil. Not just oil, Pennzoil.
Get a $15 MasterCard gift card when you buy a case of Pennzoil Platinum Motor Oil at Pep Boys.
Sport is sport. A foul's a foul. And a bat's a bat, even if it's flat. 10 feet on the west side is 10 feet on the east side. Football is football. Unless it's football. Now a win's a win, a loss is a loss. But no matter what, you better come with it. Because it's 90 feet to first, no matter where home is.
These are my twins. This is Teddy Boy. This is Teddy too. Got about 350,000 miles on them. Drive them every day. Definitely love them. 34 years later, still in great condition.
True yesterday, true today. Toyota's car lineup for 2005. Sure to inspire a whole new generation of true believers. See your Toyota dealer today.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Toyota longevity. Now that's moving you forward.
Tomato side. Bottom of the second inning, the Cubs leading the Dodgers 4-0. A big blow by the shortstop Neffy Perez. The only consolation for the Dodgers, San Diego is losing 4-0 to Milwaukee in the second inning. Olmedo Signs takes a strike. Olmedo, and what a performer he has been, hitting .341, 5 home runs, 23 RBIs, and been a mainstay for the Dodgers. Big right-hand hitter takes inside, and the count 1-1 strike. Olmedo from Panama, facing young John Karanka, who's leading 4-0. The 1-1 pitch on the way, high and outside, and the count 2-1. One of the things the scouting report on John Karanka says, he has a terrific move to first base. Though we'll see. Here's the 2-1 pitch on the way, and that's inside. Though he's fallen behind now to Olmedo Signs, 3-1. So the young man from Florida in his major league debut, working on Signs with Worth and Phillips to follow. Now the 3-1 pitch is on the inside corner with a fastball, 3-2. We've seen him throw a great changeup to strike out Antonio Perez, but by and large throwing one fastball after another. 3-2. Karanka ready now. Signs, waits. 3-2. Fastball is just off the plate. The Signs draws the walk. You know, Friday the Dodgers host the Brewers at 7:40. Kids 14 and under receive wooden nesting dolls featuring past and present Dodger greats, courtesy of Las Palmas. Give us a call, 1-866-DODGERS, or visit Dodgers.com. 4-0 Cubs here in the second, and Jason Worth checking in with Signs at first. So we might have a look at that move to first by Karanka right now. John will look over, a high kick, and now to the plate, and the fastball is outside, ball 1. Karanka working on Worth. Jason batting .192, trying to work his way back. The 1-0 pitch on the way. Karanka set, another look at Signs, and the pitch is high. 2-0, and now Barrett going out and Nefi Perez coming in, as if to say, hey, keep your eyes on the hitter. 2-0 the count. The Karanka with that high kick, but that high kick is as far away from a slide step as you will see. You would think that would make him vulnerable to running, but of course the Dodgers down by 4. But with that high kick, he seems to be looking over at the runner and not concentrating on his catcher. 2-0 the count to Jason Worth. Karanka set, comes back to the hitter and misses low and inside. So it so often happens to a youngster. He got out of the first inning in his debut. Saw a 4-0 lead go up on the board. Now he's walked Signs and comes back 3-0 to Jason Worth. Left-hander ready, 3-0 pitch, and that's in for a strike. Karanka will be 25 on July 3rd. That's kind of refreshing, talking about all the guys who are 32. John looks down the barrel. We mentioned earlier his mother is here, and his father back in Florida recuperating from major surgery. 3-1 fastball is fouled back, and the count 3-2. Karanka working on Worth, and Jason has a look now at Glenn Hoffman. Meanwhile, John Shelby over to talk to Signs. The Cubs had a couple of base hits in the first inning, but then in the second inning they had 2 singles, a double, and a big home run by Nefi Perez. 3-2 pitch. Worth swings and misses, and down he goes. So that would be the second strikeout. Now, where he struck out Perez on a change, he threw a good fastball and just got it by Worth. The 1 out, and Jason Phillips checking in against Karanka. Jason also doing a little checking of his own, looking down to Glenn Hoffman. And waiting, batting 8th, Dodger left fielder Mike Edwards. Karanka set, ready, and deals. Fastball foul back. Boy, that's a high leg kick with a man on base. 0-1 the count. again with the luxury of 4-0 lead. He probably doesn't expect the opposition to do any running. John leans in, hiding the ball back of his left hip. Now straightens up. Strike one pitch after a look at signs, and that's off speed, grounded by Nefi Perez into left center for a base hit. Stopping at second is Signs. So the Dodgers now have runners at first and second with one out. Phillips got an off-speed pitch, and he was able to roll it up the middle. So the left fielder, young Mike Edwards, coming up, making his debut in a sense in left field. For Edwards, he'd only had one at-bat in the last 10 games, so it goes. And that one at-bat, he drove in a run with a double. 2 on, 1 out, 4-0 Cubs, second inning. Ready and delivers way outside, a fastball, ball 1. On deck, Derrek Lee. In that Milwaukee-San Diego game, Doug Davis is pitching against Brian Lawrence. That's 4-0. Brewers pitch in for a strike, and the count 1-1 to Edwards. A couple of years ago, Edwards had a taste of the big leagues coming up with Oakland. After spending over 800 games in the minor leagues. 1-1 the count. Another check. Now Karanka comes back, and that's lifted to left field. Starting back was Hollingsworth, but Todd comes in to make the catch. So the run is hold, and with 2 down, the batter is Derrek Lee. Derrek Lee has 4 hits, 3 runs batted in, even as a double. He's very handy when bunting. He has 5 sacrifices, and he's hitting 174. So Derrek Lee checking in, 2 on, 2 out, 4-0 Cubs, second inning. John Karanka, 24-year-old left-hander out of Florida, making his major league debut. And the left-hander delivers fastball outside, ball 1. He's been behind on just about every hitter in the inning, but so far so good. He's made 32 pitches, meaning 18 in this inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Derrek Lee. Fastball fouled away, and the count 1-1. The Lee gave up 2 hits in the first inning, but got out of it. Then made 27 pitches in the second inning and gave up 2 singles, a double, and a home run. Nefi Perez, the big 3-run dinger. Now the 1-1 pitch to Lee. Fastball. He's late, swinging and missing, and the count 1-2. Of course, the big play for Derrek Lee in the second inning was the inability to get over to first base on the ground ball to Signs. If he makes that play, winds up striking out the side. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and Karanka deals. Fastball grounded to Perez. He doesn't have a play at second, and he throws to first for the out. So no runs, a hit, 2 left, and at the end of 2, Cubs 4, Dodgers nothing.
Are you looking for a new chainsaw or blower? Then get ready for the full line of Stihl. Stihl is the #1 selling brand of chainsaw in the world. Right now, get the MS 170 chainsaw. Loaded with features, it was $179.95. It's now just $159.95. Or get the lightweight, powerful BG55 blower, now just $149.95. Exclusively at your Stihl Service Professional. There's 8,000 locations nationwide. Find one near you at StihlUSA.com.
Can I clear these for you? Okay, let me just empty. I'll just take these out of your way, okay? Done? What about these? You guys done? Yeah, here we go.
Oh, you know what? That new busboy you hired, he's really working his butt off.
Yeah. I didn't hire a busboy.
This summer, grab some Coors or Coors Light. Look for specially marked packages for your chance to win never released before music downloads powered by Sony from Connect.com. Taste the cold. Get the music.
What would you change about your full-size truck? We can't change their trucks, so we're introducing ours, the full-size Nissan Titan. Titan power, Titan interior space, Titan towing. Now drive the Titan from just $26,320 at your Nissan dealer now. The full-size Nissan Titan from $26,320. Change is good.
Recognizing higher standards, Bank of America presents the National League Player of the Week.
Phillies outfielder Pat Burrell led the league with a .950 slugging percentage, batting .500 with 8 RBI.
Home run, number 8 on the year for Burrell.
Bank of America, higher standards.
Uh-oh, we can use something wrong with Derrek Lee. 4-0 in favor of the Cubs, and suddenly a meeting, and Derrek Lee showing his right forearm. For a moment you always think about blisters, and Stan Johnson looks like he's daubing mercurochrome or iodine. It's on the forearm just below the wrist. So Stan Johnson talking to Derrek Lee. It's a cut, and it is just below the heel of his right hand at the very base of the pinky, but right on the wrist. So the question now, what will he be allowed to put on that cut? You know, baseball has always been very, very touchy about foreign substance being applied to the ball. So Stan Johnson, Jim Tracy, Derrek Lee, Jim Colburn talking to Jerry Crawford. It's some kind of a cut. If you take your pinky and just run it down to the heel of your hand, that's where the cut is. How he got that, I have no idea. He grounded to short in the second inning, and it's a mean-looking cut. Also going back in the first 2 innings, I don't believe Derrek was involved in anything. He was close but late in covering first base in the second inning. Jerry Crawford again talking to Stan Johnson, the Dodger trainer. C.B. Buckner is also there, and C.B. says, why don't you try and throw a couple? And Stan Johnson again checking that right wrist. And Derrek Lee, head down, is now leaving the field. I'm not sure if he brought that cut to the ballpark or not. So he has hurt his wrist somehow and has to leave the field. So with that, we'll be back.
Hey, Jack.
Hey.
Want a donut?
Why would I want a donut? Donuts are a scam. When you get to the middle, where the donut fillet should be, you get a hole. I don't want a hole for breakfast. I want something meaty and filling, like my new meaty breakfast burrito with scrambled eggs, bacon, ham, sausage, real cheeses, and fire-roasted salsa. Enjoy your hole.
Hey, Jack, want a bagel?
Within the second heat of extra time, it's been a grueling match for both teams. Shad chases the ball. Ramos takes control. Oh, my!
The longer and harder you exercise, the more severe your hydration needs become, and that can cause you to fall apart. That's why there's new Gatorade Endurance Formula. This unique 5-electrolyte formula puts back more of what your body loses during your most punishing activities. New Gatorade Endurance Formula.
Looking for better fuel economy? We make it easy, oh so easy. 9 Toyota models average at least 30 highway miles per gallon. Along with legendary reliability, that's why people have always counted on Toyota. The road to better gas mileage starts at your Southern California Toyota dealer today. We make it easy, easy on you. Toyota fuel economy. Now that's moving you forward.
4-0 Cubs, and Derrek Lee has returned to the mound. Now, tonight's game is being nationally televised, so what caused Lee's injury has already been shown to the nation. After the second inning, Derrek Lee, a tremendous competitor, despite his happy-go-lucky nature, went down into the dugout, picked up a metal chair, a stool, fired it over his right shoulder, and obviously caught his hand on the rung of the stool, and that's how he cut his wrist. So now we know. Meanwhile, the Dodgers ministered to him, and he's about ready to work again. They'll be pitching to Derrek Lee, followed by Jeremy Burnett, and then Todd Walker. Derrek Lee, who is as happy and easygoing guy as you'll ever meet, but now when he's out there working, and he was steaming after the second inning. Down in the bullpen, Scott Erickson gets up to warm up back of him just in case, and Derrek Lee checks in at the plate. So Derrek Lee looks in to get a sign, and here we go. Right-handed deals. Derrek takes inside. Derrek Lee, we mentioned earlier, has been just wearing out the West. He's hitting .511 against the Western Division. Grounds one foul. In fact, he had 23 hits and 46 at-bats. He has just been unconscious against the Western Division. He's hitting .366, top dog in the league. The 1-1 pitch, Derrek takes a strike, and the count 1-2. Of course, you talk about different styles. Lee's number one, Miguel Cabrera back of him, and then Cesar Izturis. The 1-2 pitch fouled away. Lee hitting .366, Cabrera of Florida .356, and Izturis came in hitting .342. So for Dusty Baker, he's got himself a big hitter and having a big year. Derrek has also sparkled around first base. Made 3 dazzling stops in the series. Derrek Lee ready. The pitch to Derrek is nubbed up along third. Charging is Perez, and he lets it roll foul. So Lee will come back, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lee, Burnett, and Walker. In the second inning, Walker opened up with a single to right. Patterson lined one off the glove of Antonio Perez after bunting. Perez was up short, and the ball exploded off his glove, went down the line for runners at second and third. Hollingsworth rolled one slowly wide at first. Lowe was a little late in leaving the mound, and Hollingsworth beat signs to the bag. Walker scored, and with 2 out, Perez hit a 3-run home run, and there's another base hit for Derrek Lee. Line drive single. He's 2 for 2. So Lee continues to absolutely wear out the Western Division, and the batter is Jeremy Burnett. So Derrek Lee, everything he hits is right on the button. So Derrek at first, Burnett grounded out in the first inning. Meanwhile, Nefi Perez going to a long sleeve sweatshirt in the cool of the evening. And the pitch to Burnett is low, ball 1-0. You know, we have the gray May, and we have the June, whatever you want to call it. Up San Francisco, they call it the June swoon. But we got plenty of gray. The gloom of June is upon us, and we got to thinking, here's the 1-0 pitch in for a strike. You may or may not know the Dodgers have been rained out 17 times in Dodger Stadium. Most of the rain came in April, but they've actually had a game rained out in August twice, and 3 times they've had a game rained out in September. The pitch in for a strike to Burnett, and the count 1-2. Top of the third, 4-0 Chicago. Derrek Lee 2 for 2, standing at first, and Burnett's big power hitter who played with the Dodgers for a little while. He has 8 home runs, 30 runs batted in. Lowe out of a stretch, turns, throws to first. Lee back on the bag. Derrek, by the way, does everything well. Hits with power, runs, fields, and steals bases. He's stolen 9 out of 10. 1-2 to Jeremy Burnett, and the fastball grounded to Kent, He'll get the front man. The throw to first, not in time. So Burnitz rolls into a force, 4-6. One out, and Todd Walker coming up. So Kent feeding his tourists, but Burnitz motors pretty well, especially a left-handed batter, and he's down there to beat the throw. For Burnitz, he had one hit in the first game. Then last night drew blanks, and he's 0 for 2 tonight. So Burnitz at first, one away, and the batter Todd Walker. Derrek Lee delivers, and a sinker for a strike, 0-1. When Lowe is on his game, he really keeps his infielders busy. 4-0 Chicago, top of the third. Home run by Nefi Perez, the 7th home run allowed by Derrek Lee. Chopper foul outside of first, and the count 0-2 to Todd Walker. So Derrek coming up now, ready to make his 50th pitch. So that's 13 pitches in the inning. Todd banged up his knee. That's why he missed all the games. Has always been a very good hitter. Takes a little high. And right now, Todd hitting .316. So Burnitz at first. Jeremy has stolen 3 out of 5. Held on by Olmedo Signs. And draws a throw. 4 runs, 7 hits for the Cubs. No runs, 2 hits for the Dodgers. Milton Bradley checking the stool that was fired by Lowe when he suffered the injury. 1-2. And that's lined to right. Jason Worth is there to flag it. Burnitz trying to get back to the bag and does. So Walker, a tough out, lines out to right. 2 down. And Corey Patterson coming up.
Center fielder, Corey Patterson.
Corey Patterson tried to bunt, fouled the bunt off. That brought Antonio Perez up inside the bag at third. And then Patterson hit a line drive off Perez's glove for a double. And that set the stage for a 4-run inning. Patterson backs out. Timeout for the moment. Derrek Lee in his first appearance ever against the Cubs. Derrek ready, throws to first, and Burnitz back to the bag. Remember, Lowe has been very successful this year at Dodger Stadium. He's 4-1 here. Derrek with that cut, a reminder, and the right-hander deals slow breaking ball off the plate. 1 ball and no strikes to Corey Patterson. Hitting back of him, Todd Hollinsworth. Lowe staring in. Jason Phillips wigwagging a couple of signs out. The 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed, and the count 1-1. Corey Patterson hitting .278 at the start of the game, but he leads the Cubs in the unenviable department. He has struck out more times than anybody else on the club. There's a beach ball loose back of left field. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jeremy Burnitz holding his gloves like an ambassador ready to arrive at the court of St. James as he stuffs them in his hip pocket. 1-1 to count to Corey Patterson. Here comes Derrek Lee, and that's a ground ball to Kent. Yep, gets a nice hop over to Signs, and that's it. No runs, a hit, a man left. At the end of 2.5 innings, the Cubs 4 and the Dodgers 0.
My father.
My grandfather.
My husband.
My brother.
My uncle.
Me. I had prostate cancer, and I can tell you, it's not just men who are affected. 1 in 6 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer.
We need your help. Money is research. Research is the cure. Major League Baseball supports the Prostate Cancer Foundation. Help find a cure. Please give. Call 1-800-798-CURE.
This is Will. He weighs his options. Looks for trends.
Oh, what about that?
Gets input from experts. Doesn't get caught up in the hype. And is always confident in his own decisions.
No.
He doesn't need to ask Chip. It's no wonder he only trades stocks with Fidelity. He gets real-time access to research the pros use and everything else he needs to make trading easy.
Chocolate?
Yeah.
Yes.
Trading with Fidelity. Smart move.
Put a stop to pop-ups. SBC Yahoo Online Protection blocks pop-ups and more. It's all together with SBC Yahoo DSL. It's still just $19.95 a month. Save $5 when you order online.
At Lexus, we developed an air purification system that uses ultraviolet technology and micron filters to help eliminate any odors and airborne irritants from the cabin, even pollen. Because we don't want anything, no matter how small, to spoil your drive.
4-0 Cubs, bottom of the third. An infant in mother's lap with eyes as big as zeros, all dressed up with her pink outfit. And the grown-up kids are here as well. And we go to the bottom of the third. 4-0 Chicago. Karanka's pitch in for a strike to Cesar Izturis. Izturis flied to right in the first inning. So this is his night. Izturis bobblehead night. The strike one pitch on the way. And Karanka misses outside. They were asking Izturis, what do you think of the bobblehead? He said, that's not me. The head's too big. And then he laughed. He is a very modest young ball player with a tremendous amount of ability. The 1-1 pitch missing inside, ball 2, and the count 2-1. So Izturis trying to get something started in this tremendous rivalry. Here's the 2-1 pitch on the way, and that's the strike, off speed. Since 1900, the Dodgers have beaten the Cubs 930 times, and the Cubs have beaten the Dodgers 931. 2-2 pitch, off speed, banged into right field. So Izturis got a nice pitch like an apple hanging off a tree, and he just went the other way with it. A line drive single to right. That would be hit number 3 for the Dodgers, and the batter will be Antonio Perez. Well, if you fall off a bike, the first thing you want to do is get right back on it, right? Well, if you remember the 10th inning last night, Antonio Perez was hit right on the helmet, just above the bill of the helmet. I mean, he was knocked flat by Ryan Dempster, but he's right back in the game. Karanka works the plate, and that's lifted to shallow right. Burnitz was pretty deep, but he comes in, he's under it now, and makes the catch. So Perez a fly ball to right. Izturis holding at first, and the batter will be J.D. Drew.
J.D. Drew.
J.D. Drew on a ground ball that should have been just a clean base hit in right field, except for the extraordinary ability of Derrek Lee, and the big first baseman was able to dive, smother the ball, throw to Karanka, but Drew was able to beat the play, so he's 1 for 1. Karanka over to first. So we have a little interesting battle here. Cesar Izturis has been caught 6 out of 10 times, and trying to take a look at Karanka's move, a widely heralded good move to first base. The left hand is set, another kick, and he's got him picked, or a balk. It's a balk, and Izturis goes to second. So anytime you hear of a left-hander with a great move, it means he's walking a high wire rack on the balk, and it was his right leg, and it was an easy call by Phil Cuzzy. The leg will come up, and then he started as if he was going to go to the plate and threw to first. Of course, that's the whole trick with a good move to first, but he was stepping towards home and threw the ball to first, and that's a balk in any league, on any team, in any division. Guys like Steve Carlton, you always heard of good moves to first, but they are always shading the balk rule. So here's J.D. Drew now trying to pick up his tourist, and the pitch swung on and missed, and the count 0-1. 4-0 Chicago, bottom of the third. Drew followed by Kent. Big 3-run home run in the game by shortstop Nefi Perez. Here's the strike one pitch. Drew fouls it off to the left upstairs, and the count 0-2. Karanka opened up the second inning by walking Signs, so he's been pitching out of his stretch in each inning. Dodgers had a base hit in the first. They had a walk and a base hit in the second, and now a base hit here in the third. 0-2 to Drew. Karanka looks back at his tourist, and the pitch is chopped foul outside of first, down to Derrek Lee. No balls, 2 strikes. Well, Milwaukee is putting it to San Diego. The youngsters, one of whom just got that ball, and she is beside herself. Milwaukee leading San Diego 5-0, bottom of the fourth inning. 0-2 the count. Karanka ready and delivers, breaking ball off the plate. Drew started offering, held up. No swing, says Jerry Crawford. And 1-2 the count to J.D. Drew. Cubs 4 runs, 7 hits. Dodgers no runs, 3 hits. His tourist at second base with 1 out. Now the 1-2 pitch to Drew is foul to the screen. I was just thinking how difficult it must be to learn the English language. I was just describing a very happy girl, and I said she's beside herself. And can you imagine Aesop Choi trying to learn our language? What do you mean beside herself? How can she be beside herself? 1-2 the count. Karanka ready. John delivers, and it's stroked into left center. Patterson is going to have to play it on a bounce. Drew is on his way into second with a double. Scoring is Turris, and it's 4-1 Chicago. So the scouting report is pretty good. First of all, they said Karanka would start off throwing a lot of fastballs. Then they said he has a very tricky move to first. Well, he balked. And the other thing they said, he's had a lot of trouble getting left-handers out. And J.D. Drew is 2 for 2 with a single and a double, and a run batted in. So the balk hurts him. That allowed his tourist to take the base and eventually score. So now Jeff Kent trying to pick up J.D. Drew. Karanka ready, works the play, gets a strike, and the count 0-1. Kent hitting .259, big fall off in the month of May. Hit .333 in April, so his average went from .333 to .259. Strike one pitch, fastball, and that's low. 1-1. One out, one in, 4-1 Cubs, bottom of the third. Karanka again set, and the left-hand is 1-1 pitch on the way. Fastball lifted foul off first, and that will slice well back into the stands, and the count 1-2. So Jeff Kent trying to get that great stroke back. Of course, the ebb and flow of a long season, it happens to all of them. Hot months, cool months, etc. Jeff said the fact that he's 37 has absolutely nothing to do with it. 1-2. Karanka at 24 looks back at second. Fastball lifted to the right side. Todd Walker gone out. Jeremy Burnett's coming in. It is Walker, and holding at second is J.D. Drew as he gets the ball back in, and he had nowhere to go. So Kent pops it up, 2 down, and the batter Olmedo signs. I think Nefi Perez, among other things, came to the mound, and what he was doing was reminding the pitcher Karanka on that fly ball to shallow right You should be over there backing up third just in case. All right, 2 down, and here is Signs. And the left-hander delivers, and it's whacked to left. Way down the line. It is gone. Signs hits it out, and the Cub lead is 4-3. A high fastball, and Olmedo was all over it. For Signs, his 6th home run. He has 25 runs batted in, and Larry Rothschild going out to the mound to talk to young John Karanka. So Signs brings the Dodgers back into the ball game. It's 4-3 Chicago. That fastball was up around the letters, and Olmedo's immediate feeling was it might go foul, but it went deep in the lower deck inside the pole for his home run. He stood at the plate to watch it and then realized it was going to stay fair. So now Jason Worth, the batter. 4-3 Cubs. We're in the 3rd, and Karanka delivers fastball high, ball 1. Olmedo Signs. Boy, what a ball player he is. 1-0 the count. There is only one trouble for Olmedo Signs, and Jim Tracy is the first guy to recognize it. Tracy said the big thing, I can't afford to overuse him. The next one to Worth is hit foul down the right field line out of play. Signs will be 35 in October. He's from Panama. And Ricky Leday is showing him how it looked. It didn't look like Olmedo was able to extend his arms, and he still muscled that thing out by plenty. Corona's 2-1 pitch to Worth is taken low. He's now made 20 pitches in the inning. He had a 21 pitch inning in the 2nd inning. And John Reddy in the 3-1 pitch to Jason Worth is low. Ball 4. Take another look if you're watching on television. A high inside fastball. Signs strides into it, but he couldn't extend his arms. His arms didn't extend until in his follow-through of his swing, and yet he is so strong. He's able to hit it out. Remarkable. Jeremy Burnett standing out there in right field thinking, why can't I hit one out? I've got one rotten single in the series. So here is Jason Phillips. He singled in the 2nd inning. Karanka delivers, and it's another back to the mound. Backhanded by Karanka, feeds Lee, and that's the inning. However, for the Dodgers, they get back in the game with 3. A big home run by Olmedo Signs, and at the end of 3, Cubs 4, Dodgers 3.
It's a wonderful world. I'm just walking on air. Talk of heaven on earth. I've got more than my share. Haven't got a care. Happy all day through.
Rico dependability moves your ideas forward. Vacations, too.
This is Sizzler's new Ultimate Sizzling Trio. To make it at home, you'd have to pay a lot. Then spend hours trying to cook it. Forget it. Go to Sizzler for fire-grilled steak seasoned and marinated to perfection, succulent shrimp scampi, and grilled chicken with cheese and bacon. New Ultimate Sizzling Trio, just $11.99. You can't make it or find it anywhere else at this price. Your Sizzler today. Great idea.
Every great story starts with a great adventure. Introducing the all-new Nissan Pathfinder. With a 270 horsepower engine, 3-row seating for 7. A refined interior with GPS navigation and DVD entertainment. And more off-road capability than ever before. Because you can't talk about the mountaintop unless you actually see the mountaintop. Tell better stories in the new 7-passenger, 270 horsepower Nissan Pathfinder.
There goes his first.
Robinson steals second base.
And we'll see if indeed the game is over.
Hershiser, 15, got it.
The Dodgers win their first World Series. What a finish.
Right now, buy 2 season tickets for the Dodgers. Get 2 free for select loads in reserve sections. 4 people for as little as $20 per game. Call 1-866-DODGERS today.
You're watching FSN West 2.
4-3 Cubs, and Derrek Lee is greeted with a base hit by Todd Hollingsworth. That's the 8th hit for the Cubs in 3 innings plus. So Holly is 2 for 2, and the batter will be Michael Barrett. San Diego got a run. It's 5-1 Milwaukee in the 4th. Barrett chased a breaking ball that would have been ball 4 in the 2nd inning. Hollingsworth off the bag at first, stole second back in the 2nd inning. Little roller wide of third to Perez. Antonio shoots it over to Signs. Hollingsworth advances to second, and John Karanka coming up. Time now for our trivia question. Dusty Baker played 8 years here, 1976 through 83. Do you remember which other 3 teams he played for? What kind of a memory do you have? Well, we'll give you the answer in a while. So a runner at second, 1 out in the 4th. 4-3 Cubs. Karanka struck out in the 2nd inning. The Dodgers think he might bunt. Perez shortens up. Signs is near the bag at first. And a bouncer, and they've got the runner for sure. Low to Perez, and Perez running Holly back, and he's safe. You can see the ball roll behind second base. So the Dodgers messed up the rundown. I mean, they should have had Hollingsworth dead to rights. First of all, Lowe throws to Perez. Now all he has to do is make a good fake. See him holding the ball, he never faked. So Hollingsworth just goes back, and then Perez loses the ball anyway. I think maybe the biggest surprise I've always had about the big leagues, they do so many things so well. And you know what? Big leaguers, they stink on the rundown play most of the time. I mean, really, wow. So Hollingsworth is back at second with 1 out in the 4th. 4-3 Chicago. Karanka safely aboard on the fielder's choice. And here's Nefi Perez, who singled to right and homered. Nefi with a 10-game hitting streak, so he's trouble. And a bunt on the chalk, foul. So the Cubs perhaps trying to test Antonio Perez a little bit at third base. Hollingsworth singled. Barrett grounded out. The Dodgers mess up the rundown. So the Cubs are first and second. 1 out, leading 4-3. Dodgers spotting the Cubs a 4-0 lead. Well, they've had very good success against left-hand starters. Dodgers are 11-4 against left-handers. 0-1. Chopper backhanded by Signs to his tourist, back to Lowe, double play. So Nefi Perez rides the elevator from the penthouse, a 3-run home run to the basement, and at the end of 3.5, 4-3 Chicago.
Hey. Whew. Yeah. You look relaxed for somebody in your condition.
It's because I have Aflac.
What do you mean?
Oh, when I'm hurt and miss work,
Aflac gives me cash to help pay bills my health insurance doesn't. You mean like car payments?
Mm-hmm.
Electric bills? Mm-hmm. Or the rent?
Yep. Huh. Even food. Chinese is here.
Great. I love duck.
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
What would you change about your full-size truck? We can't change their trucks, so we're introducing ours, the full-size Nissan Titan. Titan power, Titan interior space, Titan towing. Now drive the Titan from just $26,320 at your Nissan dealer now. The full-size Nissan Titan from $26,320. Change is good.
Show me a hero and I'll write you a tragedy.
If you think you've seen everything on Mike Tyson, think again.
I got some serious demons I'm fighting.
Fox Sports Net presents the critically acclaimed documentary.
I hate my life now. Maybe in my next life, I'll have a better life. And that's why I'm just looking forward to go to the other world.
Mike Tyson, Beyond the Glory. Viewer discretion strongly advised.
The tension mounts. Your pulse quickens. Suddenly, you're in the game. FSN West 2 gets you closer to Dodgers baseball than ever before. With 125 games, in-depth analysis, and complete post-game coverage. Don't miss a beat as Milton Bradley, Jeff Kent, and the Dodgers defend their NL West crown. Dodgers baseball on FSN West 2. Pure adrenaline.
4-3 Chicago. Derrek Lee in the fourth inning made only 5 pitches, and the balls were all hit on the ground. So after a very rocky start, it looks like Derrek might be back onto his game. Meanwhile, John Karanka making his major league debut, and the left-hander has been working out of a stretch all night. And they've got the spirit here as we go to the bottom of the fourth. Mike Edwards followed by Derrek Lee, and then his Turris. And that's going to go foul. 0-1. Edwards flied to left in the second inning. (0-1). Fastball hit to the gap in left center. Patterson on the run makes a spectacular catch. Corey Patterson on the move to take an extra base hit away from Mike Edwards. Boy, that's a highlight film play for Corey. And of course, he's going to make a lot of them before he's done. Look at this. So for John Karanka, welcome to the big leagues. You're getting some big league support by Patterson. And with one out, Derrek Lee coming up as Jim Tracy talks to Mike Edwards. Derrek grounded to short in the second inning, 0 for 1. Foul ball, 0-1. Cubs 4 runs, 8 hits. Dodgers 3 runs, 5 hits. And we're in the bottom of the fourth. Derrek with 3 RBIs this year. Tried it again, and the count 0-2. He's had 29 plate appearances and struck out 5 times. That's not bad. Ball 1-2. Milwaukee will be here starting tomorrow night. And Derek Thompson, who made his major league debut for the Dodgers in Arizona, will be on the mound. He'll go up against Ben Sheets. Game 2 will be Chris Capuano and Jeb Weaver. Game 3, Victor Santos and Wilson Alvarez. Game 4, Brad Penny and Wes Obermueller. Meanwhile, Neffy's resting those legs. Chopper foul. Oh, Derrek tried to bunt twice, now swinging away. And the count 1-2. Of course, Karanka made 57 pitches in the first 3 innings. Fastball missed. 2-2. And ball 3. Karanka has walked 2, given up 5 hits and 3 runs. Got him. The low strikes out. 2 down, thanks to that diving catch by Corey Patterson. And his tourists will consume a little time, so that gives us time to give you the answer to the trivia question. And that was about Dusty Baker. Played here, of course. Which other 3 teams did he play for? There you go. Braves, Giants, and then the Oakland A's. Dusty Baker, the pride of Riverside. That's a strike, 0-1. I always laugh about the line that Dusty Baker said about his mom. His mom insisted that he take algebra, geometry, speech, and Spanish, and 5 years of piano. He said, I wanted to be Little Richard or Jerry Lee Lewis. She wanted me to be Liberace. Dusty Baker. And that's going to be hit into right field in front of Burnett for a base hit. So is Turris coming up with another multi-hit game. It's his 28th. 2 for 3 tonight. So the Dodgers now have the tying run aboard. And remember, back in the 3rd inning, Karanka, with that high leg kick and with the reputation of having a great move to first, which means he comes close to balking, finally balked. Ball 1. Antonio Perez struck out, fly to right, 0 for 2. This Turris a very short lead. Off speed for a strike, 1-1. Cubs trying to do something they have not done against the Dodgers in 10 years. Sweep them at Dodger Stadium. 1-2. Karanka giving up a double to Drew that meant a run, and then the 2-run home run to Signs. High fly ball to Patterson as he looks up into the night. That'll do it. So the key was Patterson's diving catch of the ball hit by Mike Edwards, and it's 4-3 Cubs.
Tonight on the SESR, why does Cesar Turris get no respect? Is it time for Angel fans to start worrying about the standings? And will Oscar De La Hoya's next bout be the right move? The SESR after the game.
Hello.
Hi.
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 Like going to Chicago? Fly on Southwest Airlines from LAX to Chicago Midway for just $84 one way.
You are now free to move about the country.
Hi, I'm Milton Bradley with the Los Angeles Dodgers. This is my friend Jossie. Did you know that every 2 seconds, someone just like Jossie needs blood? That's why we are asking you to join the Dodgers and Angels Booster Clubs for the 7th Annual Freeway Series Blood Drive, Saturday, June 25th. For more info or to make an appointment, please call 1-800-GIVE-LIFE.
Be a hero and donate blood.
You never know whose life you may be saving.
FSN West 2 and Southern California Toyota dealers proudly support the Freeway Series. See your local Toyota dealer today.
The crowd on its feet, the drama builds. Baseball's man of the hour. Drysdale fires again. Oh, what a pitch. Oh, Hershiser strikes out the side. Dodgers have a big victory. On Monday, June 6th, enjoy interleague action as the Dodgers take on the Detroit Tigers for a 3-game series. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com. Dodger Baseball is brought to you by Aflac. Ask about it at work. By your Lexus dealer and the new 2006 GS. And by Southwest Airlines nonstop service to over 59 destinations across the country. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom. Fifth inning, 4-3 Cubs. Enrique Wilson, Derrek Lee, and then Jeremy Burnett. Wilson from the Dominican, signed originally by the Minnesota Twins back in 1992. He got his first baseball glove, he said, from Jose Vizcaíno's cousin, and it had a hole in the middle of it. Ground ball to Kent. One away. So that will bring up Derrek Lee.
For the Cubs, first baseman, Derrek Lee.
Derrek Lee traded from the Florida Marlins to the Cubs for Hee-Seop Choi. And although Choi is slower in development, Lee is just shot away like a rocket. That has turned out to be a huge trade so far for the Cubs. Ball one. Derrek is 6'5", a rangy 245. Went to El Camino High School in Sacramento. His father, LeRon Lee, you may remember, played for the Cardinals, a first-round pick. His uncle, Leon, he was also a big league player. Leon's brother, Derrek's uncle, spent 21 years as a pro player, 11 in Japan, 10 over here, and a couple of years with the Dodgers. That's foul down the line and back into the stand. When Derrek's dad, LeRon, played baseball in Japan for 10 years, Derrek was just 2 years old. So he attended elementary school in Japan, and his younger sister was born in Japan off the plate. So he was in Japan from 2002 until he was about 11. Being such a great athlete, he was offered a full baseball scholarship to the University of North Carolina, and there he is again wearing out Western League pitches. So he's 3 for 3 tonight and hitting well over 500 against the West and leading the National League. So Derrek Lee 3 for 3. Jeremy Bennett's coming up. Burnett's 1 for 11 in the series. A strike, 0-1. 4 runs, 9 hits for the Cubs, 3 runs, 6 hits for the Dodgers. Foul that fastball away, 0-2. So Derrek coming up with his 70th pitch. He had only 10 pitches in the first inning, and in the fourth inning only 5. 0-2. Burnett's grounded out, hit into a force play, and that's going to be flared into right field. Lee takes one look. Worth was pretty deep. Derrek is on his way to third. So a little dunker into right field for Burnitz. The Cubs have runners at first and third, and a good hitter coming up, Todd Walker.
Betting next.
Todd
Second
Walker
baseman, Todd
singled to
Walker.
right and lined out to right. Todd Walker was a while ago, 1998. He got base hits in 9 consecutive at-bats. He reached base in 11 consecutive plate appearances. Walker has always been able to swing the bat. Todd batting .308. So Lee at third, Burnitz at first. Todd Walker was born in Bakersfield, went to school, however, at LSU. Baseball player, football player, soccer player, fine athlete. He could have been a pro soccer player, but it meant he would have to go overseas. He didn't want that. And he bangs it down the right field line. That's a base hit. So Derrek Lee scores to make it 5-3, and the ball touched by fans, so the ball is dead. Stopping at second is Walker. Stopping at third is Burnitz. And the Cubs add one to take a 5-3 lead. So 2 singles and a double, and the Dodger bullpen now heating up. So this has not been a good birthday for Derek Lowe. With 1 out, the batter is Corey Patterson.
Corey Patterson.
Scott Erickson is up again in the Dodger bullpen. Dodgers have to play the infield up. Burnitz at third, Walker at second, 1 out and 1 in. 5-3 Chicago. Ball 1. Corey elevating his average to .281 with this hot streak. Fouled away, down on his foot. Corey having to walk it off. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's wearing a shin guard to try and protect that right
happy for you to
leg.
keep any ball thrown or hit into the stands. However, we ask that you not interfere with any ball in play or throw objects of any kind.
And that got him on the back leg,
as it may affect the outcome of the game.
You don't, as we mentioned last night, you rarely see a major league hitter get hit by his own foul ball on his back leg. I think Corey might be a little more embarrassed than anything else, because usually big leaguers are so quick, their back speed is so rapid that when they do foul a ball, it's off the instep, off the toes of the front foot. That big spinner down and in got him on the left leg. 1-1 to Corey Patterson. Another good breaking ball in on the hands. 1-2. Patterson, as we mentioned earlier, strikes out a lot. In fact, he had a big at bat last night with runners at second and third and 1 out, and struck out. So one thing, Dusty Baker knows he has a fleet-footed center fielder who strikes out too much.
Todd Hollingsworth.
And he's hit by lightning a second time. So now Todd Hollingsworth coming up. I think what Lowe said, well, okay, you're going to get the same pitch until you show me you can hit it. So he gave him those 3 breaking balls in a row, and he struck out. Now Coburn talking about Hollingsworth with the right hand hitting Michael Barrett on deck. 5-3 Chicago. Todd Hollingsworth is 2 for 2. Outlegged a slow roll into Signs and single to center. Cubs have 11 hits and 5 runs. And they've decided to put Hollingsworth on and take their chances against Michael Barrett, who has struck out and grounded out. For Derrek Lee, of course, every batter is an adventure. This is his first experience against the Cubs. So he'll go for the right-hand batter. 2 out. Puts a little extra pressure on Lee, of course. He can't afford to walk in a run. So here's Barrett. Lee working very hard. This will be his 22nd pitch. Right. He made 27 pitches in the second inning. But he's really working hard here. When the Dodgers come up in the bottom of the 5th, they'll have Drew, Kent, and Signs. Bases loaded, 2 out. Off the plate. Pretty good fastball, 1-1. So Burnett's at third, Walker at second, Hollingsworth at first, and a 1-1 count. Fastball sliced down the right field line and out of play. Big crowd tonight. Cesar Izturis bobblehead night. Sold out. Dodgers averaging better than 46,000 a game. And here's his youngster with his bobblehead. And there's the man. 1-2. Little roller to Antonio Perez. That's that. So the big play was to strike out Corey Patterson, and it's 5-3 Cubs.
Ding! You are now free to dip your toes in the ocean.
Ding!
Ding!
You are now free to see an old friend. To forget what traffic sounds like.
Free to find your favorite state flower. Ding! Ding!
That ding is just cracking me up.
You are now free to get a low fare, even at the last minute.
Ding!
Ding!
You are now free to follow your favorite team.
Ding!
Ding!
You're now free to enjoy low fares coast to coast.
With frequent non-stops to 60 cities.
You are now free to move about the country.
Can I clear these for you? Okay, let me just... Empty, empty.
I'll just take these out of your way, okay?
Done? What about these? You guys done? Yeah, there we go.
Oh, you know what? That new busboy you hired, he's really working his butt off.
Yeah. I didn't hire a busboy.
This summer, grab some Coors or Coors Light. Look for specially marked packages for your chance to win never released before music downloads powered by Sony from Connect.com. Taste the cold. Get the music.
Give your engine what it wants. Pennzoil with time-release molecules delivers non-stop protection throughout the life of your oil. Not just oil, Pennzoil.
Get a $15 MasterCard gift card when you buy a case of Pennzoil Platinum Motor Oil at Pep Boys.
Looking for better fuel economy? We make it easy, oh so easy. 9 Toyota models average at least 30 highway miles per gallon. Along with legendary reliability, that's why people have always counted on Toyota. The road to better gas mileage starts at your Southern California Toyota dealer today. We make it easy, easy on you. Toyota fuel economy. Now that's moving you forward.
5-3 Cubs, bottom of the 5th inning. You know, Eric Gagne, Giovanni Carrara, Cesar Izturis, and Jason Phillips, they were in the Dodgers Dash for National Hunger Awareness Day, a 3-minute grocery shopping spree at Albertsons in Tujunga today to help benefit the Los Angeles Regional Food Bank and promote National Hunger Awareness Day. We'll tell you who won it in a minute, but right now J.D. Drew is at the plate. Slow curveball for a strike. The players total $10,747. The big sweeper was Eric Gagne. Another strike. Gagne over $3,000. Carrara $2,900. Izturis $2,200. And Jason Phillips third, $2,415. So the Dodger Dream Foundation will match the players' total of $10,007 with a cash donation. And then Albertson will donate $25,000. So a big day all around. Through a network of more than 1,000 charities, the Los Angeles Regional Food Bank provides more than 650,000 meals in Los Angeles County each week. On the hands, fouled away, still 1-2. So Drew turning on a 90-mile-an-hour fastball and hit that thing almost over his right shoulder. 5-3 Cubs, bottom of the fifth. On the hands, full foul. Derrek Lee hoping it will come back to him. It will not. Drew batting .260. Had a leg single in the first inning and a double in the third to left center. Two and two. Izturis has 2 hits. Drew has 2 hits. Then you have Sign's home run and the single by Phillips. Oh, off speed. Great pitch. So Karanka, in his major league debut, comes back with an off speed breaking ball to finally get Drew. 1 out. Four strikeouts for John Karanka. Jeff Kent hit into a force play and popped up 0 for 2. And a fastball strike, 0-1. John Karanka pretty much in the hands of catcher Michael Barrett. One ball and 1 strike. Foul back. Upstairs, fastball alley. That thing got back there in a hurry, too. 1-2 the count. The Karanka throws at 90. I don't think he's had a pitch above 90, but it's certainly doing the job. One and two. 2-2. So the Cubs, when you realize they lost Nomar Garcia-Parra, and then they lost Kerry Wood and Mark Pryor. Big Scott Williamson hurt in the bullpen. Mike Remlinger. Dusty's had some bad fortune. However, they're still hanging tough. 6.5 back of the Cardinals. Line drive, foul. Boy, that thing was a blur going down there. Still 2-2. Number 48. He brought the glove, but I'm just as glad that ball didn't wind up in your glove. Ball 3. 3-2 to Kent. Signs on deck. 5-3 Cubs. 1 out. Bottom of the 5th inning. Fastball hit to right center. Playable. Corey Patterson. So 2 down in the 5th inning. And the batter, Olmedo Signs.
Olmedo Signs.
Young Karanka now has made 90 pitches. He made 44 pitches in the second and third innings. Signs has walked and homered, and Karanka has not retired the side in order yet. Ball one. Two out, fifth inning, 5-3 Cubs. Ball two. Olmedo batting .349 with a half a dozen home runs, 25 runs batted in. Jason Worth on deck. And ball three. Glenn Hoffman playing it very safe outside of the third base coaching box. Can't blame him. 3-0. And ball four. So Signs, 2 walks and a home run. Karanka kind of muttering to himself. You know, Monday you can enjoy interleague action. The Dodgers face the Detroit Tigers for a 3-game series. Then Friday, June 10th at 7:40, the Minnesota Twins are here to begin a 3-game weekend series. For tickets, call 1-866-DODGERS or visit Dodgers.com. Larry Rothschild going out to the mound again to talk to Karanka. Jason Worth will be the batter. 5-3 Cubs. Joe Borowski, who's had a busted wrist, is down in the bullpen. He's another fella who had been sidelined with injuries for the Cubs. But they're going to stay with Karanka. And this will be another 20-pitch inning for the young left-hander. So this will be a big at-bat for Jason Worth. Struck out and walked. Off speed, a change, but very high. Ball one. Karanka is also due to lead off in the 6th inning, so you get the feeling he's fighting to try and win the game. Because remember, as a starting pitcher, he has to go 5 full innings. Dusty has certainly given him a chance. 1-1 to Jason Worth. Fastball, 1-2. So he's been at 90 all night, and he is still throwing at 90. One and two. Fastball hit to right center, but Patterson is there. That's it. At the end of 5-3 Cubs. Here's the winner, Eric Gagne, shopping it out.
$6. Need more. One right behind you.
Horsepower Land Rover LR3, the 2005 Motor Trend Sport Utility of the Year, nicely equipped at $599 a month.
Tonight on the SESR, why does Cesar's tourists get no respect? Is it time for Angel fans to start worrying about the standings? And will Oscar De La Hoya's next bout be the right move? The SESR after the game.
And it's a home run. The Dodgers are down 1-0. mark the ball, return to sender.
World-class boxing ignites on FSN. Two of the top heavyweights in the world collide. Undefeated Olympic champion Audley Harrison faces off against Robert the Saint Davis in the best damn heavyweight fight, period. The future of the heavyweight division begins now. Harrison, Davis, June 9th on FSN.
You're watching FSN West 2.
On this day in 1955, for the second time in his career, Duke Snider hit 3 home runs in a game, the only Dodger to do it twice. Only one Dodger ever hit 4 home runs in a game. That was Gil Hodges. Let's go back to this one. Jorge Macias will bat now for John Carranca, and Jose hitting .273. So Carranca went 5, long enough to perhaps pick up a victory. 2-0 the count to Macias. Macias got into the game last night as a runner and eventually finished up at third base. Jose from Panama, and ball 3. So John Carranca went 5, 3 earned runs, 98 pitches, and he has a shot to win in his major league debut. That's a strike. Derrek Lee down 4-0, 4-3, and now 5-3. Ground foul. Macias has been around, came up with Detroit, played with Montreal, and now with Chicago. He's 33. Foul the other way. Came up to Detroit in 1999. Well, 90 pitches now for Derek Lowe. And that slap foul caught at Perez. So Macias fouls out, 1 down. And the batter will be Nefi Perez, who has made a big difference in the game. Perez singled in the first inning, but was thrown out trying to steal. Came up and hit a 3-run home run in the second inning. Then last time up, grounded into a double play. He has a half a dozen home runs, batting .307. Switch hitter and a good hitter from either side of the plate. For Nefi, he has 6 home runs, 3 right, 3 left. And hammers that down the line. Fair ball. Jason Worth over to get it. Perez on his way for 2, and he is in there with a double. So Nefi with a single, double, and home run tonight. He had 1 hit in that tough game last night, and he had 1 hit in the first game. So Perez, a 1-out double to right. That's 12 hits for the Cubs. Enrique Wilson grounded to third, lined out to center, grounded to second. That's off the plate, ball 1. Enrique started the year at AAA in Ottawa, and he was called up the last week in May. Broke in as a Cub against the White Sox as a pinch hitter. And that's a one-hopper. Oh, staggers signs, but he stays with it. Nice play by Olmedo, and Nefi goes over to third. That ball hit hard.
First baseman Derrek Lee.
So Wilson grounds out, and now Here's real trouble, Derrek Lee. Derrek Lee is 3 for 3, single to right, twice single to left, leading the league, hitting .373. 16 home runs, 46 runs batted in. Hitting back of him, Jeremy Burnett, 0-1. Down in the bullpen, Kelly Wunsch maybe getting ready because you have a string of left-handers. You have Burnett, then you have Walker, and then you have Patterson. Of course, Derrek Lee would like to finish him off himself. 0-1. 1-1. By the way, Derrek Lee is due to bat third when the Dodgers hit in the bottom of the sixth. Phillips, Edwards, and then Derrek. Sinkers down and away, 2-1. Cubs scored 4 in the second. Dodgers came back with 3 in the third. Cubs scored 1 in the fifth. 2-2. Breaking ball, and Derrek Lee way out in front of it. Nefi Perez at third with 2 out. Derrek Lee, who lives with the ground ball, throws a lot of sinkers. He has 2 wild pitches. Ball 3. And Derrek now coming up to the 100th pitch. Brad Penny made 98 pitches last night. Breaking ball hit to right. Worth was deep. It's going to be a base hit. The Derrek Lee comes up with his 4th hit, picks up Nefi Perez, and the Cubs lead 6-3, and that'll be enough. With the string of the left-hand hitters coming up, Kelly Wunsch will be brought in. So Derrek Lee didn't hit it very hard, but you don't have to. You know, the end of the bat, bloops it for his 4th hit and a run batted in. And Derrek Lee gives up 6 runs, 13 hits, and he's coming out, and we'll be back.
With amazing new wonders, new attractions, fireworks, and parades, our 50th anniversary is a celebration so big we can hardly contain ourselves. Come join us for the happiest homecoming on Earth.
Put a stop to pop-ups. SBC Yahoo Online Protection blocks pop-ups and more. It's all together with SBC Yahoo DSL. It's still just $19.95 a month. Save $5 when you order online.
What would you change about your full-size truck? We can't change their trucks, so we're introducing ours, the full-size Nissan Titan. Titan power, Titan interior space, Titan towing. Now drive the Titan from just $26,320 at your Nissan dealer now. The full-size Nissan Titan from $26,320. Change is good.
Dodger Baseball on FSN West 2 is brought to you by Carl's Jr. When it comes to a great taste, the name of the game is Big Juicy Charbroiled Burgers. Score one today, only at Carl's Jr. By SBC, going beyond the call. And by GMC, we are professional grade. Derrek Lee 4 for 4 tonight, hitting about 600 against the Western Division. And Kelly Wunsch in his 32nd game working on Jeremy Burnett. So Kelly in his 32nd, the workhorse, although he doesn't pitch a lot of innings. 2 out and a string of lefties, Burnett, Walker, and Patterson. Derrek Lee, as we mentioned, does everything very well. He has also stolen 9 out of 10. Meanwhile, Milwaukee leading San Diego 5-1 in the 7th. Cardinals beat Colorado 8-6. Slide curveball for a strike. 0-1. Two out, 1 in, 6-3 Chicago. Big breaking ball, 1-1 to count. So for Derrek Lee, this was not exactly the way he had hoped he would celebrate his 32nd birthday. He goes out giving up 6 runs and 13 hits. John Karanka made his major league debut, but they'll be going to the bullpen to see if they can hold on to the lead. 1-1 to Burnett. 1-2. Colorado was quite a home for Jeremy Burnett. He had 37 home runs and 110 RBIs up there a mile above sea level. 1-2 to Jeremy. And a breaking ball hit to Kent. That's the inning. However, the Cubs add 1, and at the end of 5.5, it's 6-3 Chicago.
Since 1866, we've had only 6 master distillers at Jack Daniels. Job satisfaction's never been much of a problem. Jack Daniels, Tennessee whiskey.
This is Will. He weighs his options, looks for trends.
Oh, what about that?
Gets input from experts, doesn't get caught up in the hype, and is always confident in his own decisions.
No.
He doesn't need to ask Chip. It's no wonder he only trades stocks with Fidelity. He gets real-time access to research the pros use and everything else he needs to make trading easy.
Conflict?
Yeah.
Yes.
Trading with Fidelity. Smart move.
What in the second period of extra time? It's been a grueling match for both teams. Shad chases the ball. Ramos takes control. Oh, my!
The longer and harder you exercise, the more severe your hydration needs become, and that can cause you to fall apart. That's why there's new Gatorade Endurance Formula. This unique 5-electrolyte formula puts back more of what your body loses during your most punishing activities. New Gatorade Endurance Formula.
The limited edition 2005 Dodge Ram Daytona. It's got a heavy V8 engine, like the '69 Daytona. A real hood scoop, like the '69. And the legendary rear spoiler, just like the '69 Daytona. It doesn't know it's a truck. The Dodge Ram Daytona. Grab life by the horns at your California Dodge dealer.
Six to 3 in favor of the Cubs. Bottom of the 6th inning. Joe Borowski coming in out of the Chicago bullpen. Ski, as they call him, born in Bayonne, New Jersey. Big guy, 6'2", about 235. And that's a strike to Jason Phillips, who is singled and hit back to the box. For Borowski, He started off on a sour note in spring training. He was struck on the arm by a line drive in a spring training game on March 21st, and finally was healthy enough to make his debut this year on May 20th. High drive into deep left center. Back goes Patterson. He's not going to catch this one. Well, Phillips hits it out, and the Cub lead is 6-4. We mentioned it last night, and it is something the Dodgers certainly can keep in mind. It is something the Cubs would like to forget. The Cubs played 3 games in May, on May 4th, 5th, and 6th, and they lost each game with 2 out in the 9th inning. That's not so easy to do. So the Dodgers trying to catch up. Ball 1 to Mike Edwards as Jason Phillips connects for his 3rd home run. Fouled away. Joe Borowski working on Mike Edwards. Joe was originally drafted by the White Sox. As you can imagine, big and strong. He was an all-state linebacker and tight end. He also signed an intent to play at Rutgers University, but the White Sox drafted him and he opted to go into baseball. Oscar Robles on deck to pinch hit. Borowski said, "I was about the same height as I am now when I was a freshman in high school, so I never grew another inch. I figured I'd have a better chance at baseball." Foul ball. One thing that Joe Borowski will never forget, raised in Bayonne. Bayonne's about 4 or 5 miles southeast of Newark, and he could look out the window across the river and see the smoke on September 11th. 2-2. And of course the smoke means a great deal to Joe Borowski because his dad was a firefighter, and a lot of his friends back there are policemen and firefighters. Foul ball. 2-2 to Mike Edwards. Slide to left, robbed of a hit by Corey Patterson, and Borowski trying to get him. Mike played left field tonight and drives one to center. Patterson to the track, reaches up and makes the play. So Edwards has hit 3 balls pretty well, but he's 0 for 3. And now Robles coming up to bat for Kelly Wunsch. Roberto Novoa and Will Oman, the left-hander, get up in the Cub bullpen.
Oscar Robles.
So Oscar Robles batting for Kelly Wunsch. Robles batting 192. He appeared as a pinch hitter last night and grounded out. He appeared as a pinch hitter in game 1 and walked. 0-1 to count. Like so many fellas who labored in this game, especially in the minor leagues, Joe Borowski definitely thought about giving it all up. He gave himself a deadline, and his parents thought he should quit, but his wife insisted that he not quit. So Joe played for the Newark Bears, an unaffiliated team. They were just 10 minutes from his home, and he pitched for them, and he was spotted and signed. I mean, there he was, no real future, a pregnant wife. So many of them never quite come back, but Joe battled and ski, as they call him, doing okay. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Oscar Robles. Now back. When you're up against Borowski, You figure you're going to get slider, fastball, and he has a split finger fastball that he claims turned his career around back in 1995. Popped in the air, foul, and out of play. His right wrist was fractured. Typical of Borowski in that spring training game. He reached for the ball. It broke the wrist. So he started the year on the DL. And of course the problem is, he said, every time you pronate or rotate your hand, the bones in your wrist crisscross. Just couldn't pitch. Robles, a fly ball to Hollingsworth in shallow left. 2 down. So it's turnabout. The Dodgers are trying to do it with home runs. They have 2, and they've scored a total of 4. The Cubs, who have been living by the home run, are doing it with a flurry of hits, including 1 home run and a couple of doubles. And it's 6-4 Chicago in the 6th, and here is his Turris. Cesar with 76 hits. Off to a tremendous start. And another multi-hit game. 28 of them. Little roller to Derrek Lee. And that's that. So the Dodgers get a home run from Phillips and nothing else. And at the end of 6-4 Chicago.
Edgar, as you take the voice of this lovely woman. This is Trump? And put it into this. Why? To tell the world the benefits of Affleck with sex appeal. Brilliant, sir. I know. Now throw the switch.
If you're hurt and can't work, Affleck can help pay your bills with cash.
Genius! And her? Affleck!
So what we're doing here is called idling.
Now at AM PM, pick your favorite 3 for just $1.99.
Show me a hero and I'll write you a tragedy.
If you think you've seen everything on Mike Tyson, think again.
I got some serious demons I'm fighting.
Fox Sports Net presents the critically acclaimed documentary.
I hate my life now. Maybe in my next life, I'll have a better life. And that's why I'm just looking forward to go to the other world.
Mike Tyson, Beyond the Glory. Viewer discretion strongly advised.
World-class boxing ignites on FSN. 2 of the top heavyweights in the world collide. Undefeated Olympic champion Audley Harrison faces off against Robert the Saint Davis in the best damn heavyweight fight, period. The future of the heavyweight division begins now. Harrison, Davis, June 9th on FSN.
You're watching FSN West 2.
6-4 Cubs. And look at that cutie imitating the bobblehead. Bless your heart. You never lose your innocence and your enthusiasm. However, it's all business for Cesar Turris. Duaner Sanchez is on the mound, and the first thing you want to do is check his tailoring. I don't know.
Second baseman, Todd
Let's get up and look. Okay, the back of his pants, not down to the heel. You may or may not know that Bob Watson issued a threat, a warning, that unless Duaner's pants got up above the heels, he'd be fined $1,000. Well, they're up a little bit. I'm sure he had to send a letter to Livan Hernandez. Wow. Change-up, beauty. 1-1. Todd Walker, Corey Patterson, Todd Hollingsworth, Duaner, 1-1. Another strike. 1-2. Walker single to right, lined out to right, double to right. drove in a run. Down he goes. So Walker's shaking his head. He can't believe it, but he went 2 for 4.
Center fielder.
1 out.
Patterson.
And Corey Patterson, the batter. Cubs have certainly not been striking out. Derrek Lee had 3, and this strikeout for Sanchez, and that's it. 0-1 to count. Patterson is double, grounded out, and then struck out in the 5th inning. A little roller to Jeff Kent. 2 down here in the 7th. And that'll bring up Todd Hollingsworth.
Now batting, left fielder Todd Hollingsworth.
Hollingsworth bidding for a perfect night as he checks in. Big crowd on hand tonight, a sellout. Cesar Izturis bobblehead. Hollingsworth, an infield single, and it was a key play. And he hits one to right center. Here comes J.D. Drew. So the Cubs go out in order. That's news. That's the first time tonight. It's 6-4 Chicago.
Sport is sport. A foul's a foul. And a bat's a bat, even if it's flat. 10 feet on the west side is 10 feet on the east side. Football is football. Unless it's football. Now, a win's a win. A loss is a loss. But no matter what, you better come with it. Because it's 90 feet to first. No matter where home is.
Southwest Airlines is not just for short flights anymore. We're taking low fares farther with more long-distance nonstops out of Los Angeles.
You are now free to move about the country.
We're self-made too. One small business at a time is how we've grown. That's why we're incredibly proud of the fact that more small businesses in America bank with us than any other bank. In fact, 1 in 4 small businesses in California have chosen Bank of America. 1 in 5 in the Northwest, 1 in 5 in the Southwest, and 1 in 5 in the Northeast. More small businesses in more places bank with us than any other bank, over 2 million. To us, that's thrilling. Do you know what it means to be able to say that to a small business owner who wants to know that we understand their business? I'm Lori Chevy. I'm a banker, and I'm proud to be part of Bank of America. We know every single small business is unique, so we build the teams, customize the solutions, and offer the most sophisticated tools, advice, and service there is. Small business owners put it on the line every day, and every day we're proud to be in their corner.
Bank of America. Higher standards.
A sellout crowd tonight, and bless them, lots of children. 6-4 Cubs. Hope you make your plans to be with us. Milwaukee for 4, then Detroit, and then Minnesota. Todd Wellmeyer out of Louisville, Kentucky. We saw Wellmeyer pitch an inning and 2/3 in the first game. And ball 2. Wellmeyer, as scouts might say, has coat hanger shoulders. Now look at those shoulders. He's 6'3" and about 205. Went to Bellarmine College in Kentucky. and a strike. Antonio struck out, fly to right, fly to center, and Bellarmine challenging him. First man up in the 7th. Ball 3. Interesting note on Wellmeyer. 2 years ago, he became the first Cub pitcher in history ever to register a save in his major league debut. Fastball lined into left field, base hit. Saturday, June 11th, prior to the 7:10 game with the Twins, you can watch the Stars from the outfield grass for the Hollywood Stars Celebrity Softball game. Jimmy Kimmel, Adam Carolla, Jesse Metcalf, Rob Schneider, John Lovitz among the many scheduled to appear. Stadium and parking gates open at 5:10, so get to the stadium early. Visit Dodgers.com or call 1-866-DODGERS for tickets. All right, Perez a single against Wellmeyer, and here is Drew 2 for 3. Ball 1. Wellmeyer fastball, slider, and changeup, and that gets away, but holding it first is Perez. Cubs have led all the way. They had 4 in the 2nd inning. The Dodgers came back with 3, so it was 4-3, then 5-3, 6-3, 6-4. Nefi Perez a 3-run home run in the 2nd inning. Olmedo Signs a 2-run home run. Jason Phillips a solo home run, and Derrek Lee 4 for 4. Fouled away. The paid attendance tonight, and it is the 11th sellout. Paid attendance 54,093. 54,093. Including those in diapers. On the inside corner, 2-2. Wellmeyer's fastball has been clocked anywhere from 92 to 96. That one was 93. Very much of a hard thrower. Perez at first, nobody out. 7th inning, 6-4 Cubs. Three and 2. Jeff Kent on deck. Drew was 1 for 1 against Wellmeyer coming into the series. This first time he's faced him, and there goes Perez, and it's fouled away. So Antonio going 3 and 2 with nobody out. He is gone again, and it is ball 4. So Todd Wellmeyer comes out of the bullpen, a much maligned Chicago bullpen anyway. And now the tying runs are aboard with nobody out. Larry Rothschild on the phone, and they'll check the bullpen again. As Jeff Kent, Olmedo Signs, and Jason Worth do up and then move into furniture. So Dusty has been hurt by his bullpen. Ryan Dempster has become his closer. Dempster has 6 saves. And Michael Wirtz, who came into the game last night and struck out the side in the 9th inning. Wirtz gets up in the pen. 2 on, nobody out, and here's Kent. Hit into a force play, popped up, fly to center. Ball 1. They're in the top of the 9th inning in San Diego. Milwaukee 5, San Diego 1. and hold everything. Larry Rothschild going out to talk to Todd Wellmeyer. So Wellmeyer in trouble, gave up the base hit to Perez, walked Drew, and now working on Kent. 1 ball and no strikes. Wellmeyer came in. He's been in 10 games and has had a great ERA of 1.2. Jeff Kent batting .257. And in the dirt. Nice save by Barrett. So Wellmeyer 2-0. On deck, hitting back of Kent, Olmedo signs. 2-1. Wellmeyer with that quick arm delivery, but threw a great changeup that time to Kent. And Jeff way out in front of it. Fastball, and it's cued down to Walker. To his tourist, but too late at first. The ball was not hit hard enough. Jeff hit it, I think, off the end of the bat. It looked like he had a lot of English on it. So it's a 4-6 force play. Dusty thought that they had gotten Kent at first. And Phil Cuzzy, the first base umpire, will listen to his complaint. So they get one, but then the throw to first, too late. Awfully close. Perez can't believe it. He thought maybe they had doubled him. So first and third, 1 out, and Olmedo signs the batter. What Kent just did with that little extra hustle was avoid grounding into his 8th double play. So Jeff beats the play to keep the inning alive. And here is Signs, walked twice and homered. Foul back. All of his previous at-bats were against John Karanka, the young left-hander. Olmedo batting .349, 6 home runs, 25 RBIs. Perez at third, Kent at first, 1 out. Jason Worth taking back of Olmedo. So Wellmeyer dug a little hole with a base hit to Perez and a walk to Drew. 1 out. Good fastball. Woo. So he let that one fly at 94, and the count 0-2. Big guy out of Louisville, Kentucky. In the dirt. 1-2 the count. Wellmeyer relying on that fastball a great deal. He has 1 wild pitch. His ratio, strikeouts and walks, a little better than 2-1. 14 strikeouts, 6 walks. Dusty hoping he can put Signs away here. 1-2. Foul back. Fastball alley, second deck, directly behind the plate. Signs with a 2-run home run in the 3rd inning that got Jim Tracy back into the game. It went from 4-0 to 4-3. 1-2. 2-2. Low fastball at 94. Just about a moment of truth. He doesn't want to risk having the potential tying run in motion. And Jason Worth on deck. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now back. Olmedo, when he hit his home run in the 3rd inning, it was kind of a shock. It was a fastball up and in. He really never had a chance to extend his arms until long after he hit the ball. And yet, he hit it right down the left field line, but way back in the lower deck. Surprised he could have hit it that far. Ball 3. So Wellmeyer is fighting it. He's a pitch away from loading him up. Now let's see what they do with Jeff Kent. 3-2, 1 out. Kent, the tying run over there at first. He's gone, and it is ball 4. So Wellmeyer has helped the Dodgers get a real good look at the game. 2 walks and a base hit. Dusty is telling Barrett, go out to the mound and talk to the pitcher. Timeout.
Jason Worth.
Right-hander in the pen. Wirtz was up a little while ago. With Jason Worth and Jason Phillips due up. We'll see now if Dusty's going to make a move or not. Meanwhile, C.B. Buckner went out to kind of move things along a little bit. Dusty's still, here he comes. Now he's heading for the plate umpire, so that's always a double switch. And the last man to have made out was Todd Hollingsworth. Normally that's the kind of a double switch. Well, we'll have it all set for you. We'll be right back.
I hope you girls are getting ready for bed. I'll be up there in a few minutes.
Pay 10 bills in under 3 minutes.
Ready or not, here I come.
Free with unlimited online bill pay. Bank of America. Higher standards.
This is Sizzler's new Ultimate Sizzling Trio. To make it at home, you'd have to pay a lot. Then spend hours trying to cook it. Forget it. Go to Sizzler for fire-grilled steak seasoned and marinated to perfection, succulent shrimp scampi, and grilled chicken with cheese and bacon. New Ultimate Sizzling Trio, just $11.99. You can't make it or find it anywhere else at this price. Your Sizzler today. Great idea.
Land Rover LR3, the 2005 Motor Trend Sport Utility of the Year. Nicely equipped at $5.99 a month.
Cubs trying to hang on to a 6-4 lead, and the Dodgers trying to take it away. The anticipated move is made. Jason DuBois takes over in left field and will bat 9th. And Mike Wirtz will go in Todd Hollingsworth's spot. Since he made the last out, Wirtz will bat 7th. Mike Wirtz, pretty good fastball, anywhere from 91 to 93, slider and a change. He was very impressive last night. In the 9th inning, he walked Jason Worth, and then he struck out Drew Kent and Leday. So now he has Antonio Perez at 3rd. Jeff Kent is at 2nd. Olmedo signs at 1st, and 1 out. Jason Worth struck out, walked, lined out. Bottom of the 7th, 6-4 Cubs. Ball 1. Wirtz from Austin, Minnesota, still lives there. One and 0. And ball 2. Last year, National League hitters hit .281 against Wirtz, who had been a starting pitcher, but they've turned him around. 2-0 to Jason Worth. That's a strike. 2-1. Worth in his young career, no grand slams. The Perez Cannon signs are out there with 1 out. Another strike. So he hits 92 with the fastball. Jason Worth batting .179, trying to come back from a broken wrist in spring training. Foul ball. Still 2-2. So Perez, who opened up the inning with a single, is at third. Kent, who just did out hustle a potential double play ball to keep the inning alive, and then Signs, who walked. It's been Karanka, Borowski, Wellmeyer, and now Wirtz. 2-2. Time. No doubt requested by Jason Worth. Dusty chewing on the toothpick. Two balls, 2 strikes. And a fly ball to right. Burnitz is going to time it so he makes the catch on the run. Here comes Perez. The throw is offline, and it is 6-5 Cubs. So that run is charged to Wellmeyer. And young John Karanka, making his major league debut and went 5, is still 1 run to the good. Cubs 6, Dodgers 5. Tying run is 90 feet away, and Jason Phillips the batter. Wirtz in the past has committed 2 wild pitches. Phillips tonight singled, hit back to the box, and homered. Right, 0-1. Cubs have played 19 one-run games, and they are 10-9. The Dodgers have played only 8 one-run games, and they're 4-4. High pop fly. It's Walker. So the Dodgers get some walks, a single, and a scoring fly ball. And at the end of 7, 6-5 Chicago.
Tonight on the SCSR, why does Cesar's Turrets get no respect? Is it time for Angel fans to start worrying about the standings? And will Oscar De La Hoya's next bout be the right move? The SCSR coming up next.
We tried a lot of other diets, the pancake diet, the nachos diet, but we could never find one that we could stick to long term, like the chili dog diet. And to get started, all you do is eat a Wiener Schnitzel chili dog and wash it down with a couple of sodas. It's that simple.
Get ready for summer on the chili dog diet at Wiener Schnitzel with our new smoked turkey dog. It's a leaner wiener for a leaner you. Now at Wiener Schnitzel.
My name is Art Nieves. I'm showing my 1967 Toyota Stout, and I always like the style. Reliable, dependable, always goes. Everything's original. It does not burn any oil. I love the new ones.
Tough then, even tougher today. The full-size 05 Tundra and the all-new, more powerful 05 Tacoma at your Toyota dealer now. Toyota Tough. Now that's moving you forward.
Robinson promptly. There goes his first.
With Marty Wills on third.
And he's safe. Cesar had a huge jump. On Friday, June 3rd, kids 14 and under receive a free Dodger wooden nesting doll from Las Palmas. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com today. Dodger Baseball on FSN West 2 is brought to you by Jack in the Box, where we don't make it till you order it. And by your Southern California Ford dealers. See your Ford dealer today. We arrive at the 8th inning with the Cubs trying to hang on to what is now a 6-5 lead. Michael Barrett will start it off, then Jason Du Bois and Nefi Perez. Barrett is 0 for 3. Ball one. Barrett hitting .279. High pop fly. Going out is Kent. Coming in is Worth with the easier play. So Barrett goes 0 for 4. 1 out. And now Jason Du Bois.
Left fielder, Jason Du Bois.
Du Bois had 1 hit in game 1. He was 1 for 4. 8th inning, 6-5. Favor the Cubs. They led 4-0, and the Dodgers have kept getting closer each time the Cubs pull away. Du Bois from Virginia Beach. Ball one. He comes by his athletics and his ability, especially from his mom. Chopper foul. His mother was a catcher in a fast pitch softball league. And he was playing T-ball like so many youngsters when he was only 4 years old. One ball and 1 strike. Du Bois 6'5", about 225. Two and two. A lot of times you'd be happy with your first major league at bat. His wasn't bad. It was a sacrifice fly to tie up a game against the Giants. 2 and 2. Down he goes. So Sanchez strikes out his second man. And the batter now will be Nefi Perez. Fastball on the outside part. That takes care of Du Bois. When the Dodgers come up in the bottom of the 8th, they'll have Edwards, then Sanchez, and Izturis. Pop foul out of play. Nefi Perez opened up the ball game with a base hit to right and was then thrown out stealing. In the second inning, he hit a 3-run home run. He also doubled in the 6th. The only time they got him, he hit into a double play in the 4th inning. 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. So it's been Lowe, Wunsch, and Sanchez. It's been Karanka, Borowski, Wellmeyer, and Wirtz for the Cubs. 1-1. Ball 2. Nefi a leadoff man, but only a couple of times. The one difference with Nevi Perez, he rarely walks. He has only walked a half a dozen times all year. Two and two. Well, Sanchez working on Neffy. Perez going into this series 0 for 1 against Sanchez. Duana pitched 1 inning in game 1. And that's lifted off third. Antonio coming over. No play. But a big play in the stands. 54,093. Perez, 32 years old tomorrow. Off speed and high. Neffy all year has managed to walk only 6 times in about 190 plate appearances. So let's see. He's still not going to walk it in the right field. So Perez trying to make Jason Worth hurry. And for Neffy, he's like Derrek Lee, his 4th hit.
For the Cubs, third baseman Enrique Wilson.
What's interesting has been Enrique Wilson. I mean, he's been the sandwich. Perez has 4 hits. Lee has 4 hits. But Wilson in between is 0 for 4. So even though Perez has been on base all the time, he scored once on his own home run. Ball 1. Aramis Ramirez normally plays third, but he turned an ankle last night. Neffy has been thrown out once trying to steal. He's 4 out of 5. He might go on Sanchez. We'll see. 2-0. Of course, the guy Dusty wants to get up there is Derrek Lee, who is 4 for 4. Cubs have 14 hits for Neffy, his first 4-hit game this season. 2-0. Right. For Derrek Lee, this is the 4th time this year he's had a 4-hit game. Two and 1. We're in the 8th, 6-5 Cubs. Ground ball to the hole. Tough play for Izturis. No play for Izturis. And that means Derrek Lee is coming up. So Enrique Wilson, who's been the middle of the sandwich, finally comes up with a base hit to the hole at short. And now Derrek Lee with 2 on and 2 out. Izturis really didn't have a play. Couldn't make a throw anyway, but even if he could make the throw, I don't believe he would have gotten Wilson. Derrek Lee 1 for 2 in the past against Sanchez. It was a home run. So Coburn talking to Sanchez. When Duana pitched in the 8th inning of the first game, he pitched to the bottom 3 in the lineup. He did not face Derrek Lee. C.B. Buckner, and okay, Come on, let's get it going. Milwaukee is leading San Diego 5-2 in the ninth. Khalil Green has just popped up with the bases loaded, and Jeff Blum is at bat. Blum was a great replacement when Green was hurt. Now he's a great replacement for Sean Burrow. All right, 2 on, 2 out. Derrek Lee does not have a 5-hit game. Last year he did against the Angels. All he's doing is hitting a cool .376. Breaking ball missed. 1-1. Jeff Blum flied out deep to right to end the game in San Diego. Milwaukee wins it 5-2. Ball 2, 2-1. So San Diego, after winning 11 in a row at home, finally loses. They also had a 6-game winning streak. They were 16 and then won 2 in a row to make it 18-4 at home until they lose tonight. A drive to left. Back goes Edwards to the track at the wall. He's hit it out. Can you believe Derrek Lee? Whoa. Hits. Here it is, pitch by pitch, fastball, breaking ball, another breaking ball, fastball. See you later. 3-run inning, 9-5 Chicago, and for Derrek Lee, his 17th home run. What a game he's had. Wow. Gee whiz. He was with Florida. The Cubs traded Hee-Sop Choi to get him, and what a deal that was. A strike to Burnett. He roughs up Duanes Sanchez. Only the 3rd home run Sanchez has given up. But a 5-hit game for Derrek Lee. 0-2 the count. Another breaking ball on Burnett. Derrek Lee, born and still lives in Sacramento. We told you about his lineage, and that'll do it for Burnett. Derrek Lee, his father Leon played with the Cardinals and Ken in Japan. His brother Leron played for the Dodgers. What a family and what a player he is. 9-5 Cubs.
Can I clear these for you? Okay, let me just empty. I'll just take these out of your way, okay? Done? What about these? You guys done? Yeah, here we go.
Oh, you know what? That new busboy you hired, he's really working his butt off.
Yeah. I didn't hire a busboy.
This summer, grab some Coors or Coors Light. Look for specially marked packages for your chance to win never released before music downloads powered by Sony from Connect.com. Taste the cold. Get the music.
What would you change about your full-size truck? We can't change their trucks, so we're introducing ours, the full-size Nissan Titan. Titan power, Titan interior space, Titan towing. Now drive the Titan from just $26,320 at your Nissan dealer now. The full-size Nissan Titan from $26,320. Change is good.
And it's a home run. The Dodgers are down 1-0. Dodger fans want no part of that one. Mark the ball, return to sender.
They lurk in the water, waiting for a fight. The season-long battle for the FLW Championship continues.
He's got a monster.
The competition tightens, and the stakes increase for the world's top anglers.
Look at the bend in that rod.
Get caught in the action, emotion, and adrenaline. FLW Outdoors, Sundays on FSN.
You're watching FSN West 2.
Derrek Lee against the National League West is hitting .549 with 7 home runs, 23 runs batted in 13 games. Can you imagine? 7 home runs, 23 RBIs, and a .549 batting average. By the way, it's the 3rd time in his career he's had a 5-hit game. 9-5 Cubs. It'll be Mike Edwards, Hee-Sop Choi, and Cesar Izturis. Right. Edwards has hit the ball pretty hard, but he's 0 for 3. And he was certainly robbed of a hit on a diving catch by Corey Patterson back in the 4th inning. Fastball hit up the middle, gobbled up by Neffy, and a bounce too late. So Neffy did it all, but the throw on the bounce didn't have much on it. And now Hee-Sop Choi will come up and bat for Sanchez. Though Edwards beats it, Robles batted for once and flied to left.
Your attention, please.
And now here is Hee-Sop Choi.
Sanchez, number 5, Hee-Sop Choi.
Well, of course, they were traded for each other. Now Hee-Sop playing for the Dodgers. Right. Choi hitting .256, 6 home runs, 20 runs batted in. Another strike. So Mike Wirtz on the mound. The pitcher of record is still John Karanka. So young John could pick up his first major league win unless the Dodgers can get off the floor. 1-2. 9 runs, 16 hits for the Cubs. 5 runs, 9 hits for the Dodgers. And a high fly ball hooking foul, and will stay foul down the right field corner. To repeat, 54,093 in the chant, Hee-Sop Choi. Are they great? 1-2. Two and 2. Derek Lowe went 5 2/3, gave up 6, and then Duaner Sanchez gave up 3 with 2 out in the 8th inning. Did he? No, he didn't. Gary Crawford on the line. And Gary Crawford was really hot at somebody. Gary's dad was a great umpire, Shag Crawford, for many, many years in the National League. So what a difference, huh? Just part of the story. That trade that sent Hee-Sop Choi to Florida and brought Derrek Lee to Chicago. Jim Hendry, the general manager of the Cubs, he can live on that for a while. And you look at all of this box score, And it's not worth Derrek Lee, not tonight. Ball 1 to Asturias. Cesar 2 for 4. Another multi-hit game for him. But it's 9-5 Cubs, bottom of the 8th, 1 out. Ball 2. With Nevi Perez leading off with 4 hits and Derrek Lee with 5, that is some infield. And Aramis Ramirez didn't play. Todd Walker has 2 hits, so that's 11, and then Wilson had 1. So the infield has 12 hits, 12 of the 16. Down the pipe, 3-1. 9-5 Cubs, bottom of the 8th, 1 away. Edwards at first. And ball 4. So the Cubs and their bullpen keep giving the Dodgers a little look at the game. And for the Dodgers, it's been maddening. They were down 4-0, then 4-3. Then it was 5-3, 6-3. Then it was 6-4, 6-5. But now it's 9-5. And Tracy will have Antonio Perez trying to keep it going. Struck out 2 fly balls, singled, and scored a run. Right. Antonio hitting .432. Home run and 5 runs batted in. Foul back. Ryan Dempster hit Antonio Perez above the bill of the helmet, right solid on the helmet above the forehead. And Antonio just hung in and came right back to play today. Oh, 0-2. Ball 1. Always remember one night in Philadelphia, Jackie Robinson facing a hard thrower, and Jack would always stride into a pitch. And this night he strides into a pitch and it hits the bill of the helmet, and the helmet broke in half like a loaf of bread. Jackie, in his own dry way, said after the game, "You know, I think I'm slowing up." 2-2. And a fly ball to right. Jeremy Burnitz is there for the second out, and the runners hold. So Mike Wirtz now is not going to face J.D. Drew. They're going to go to the pen. They have left-hander Will Ullman down there. And here comes Johnny Lee, nicknamed Dusty by his grandmother. He was always in the dirt. They bring in Ullman, and we'll be back.
How does Supercuts know how it is?
So what are we thinking?
This is Brad's girlfriend. Make him look like a naughty little monkey.
No, we need something respectable for little Philip's christening. Don't push me.
Okay, how about something hot for the ladies, yet conservative enough for Philip's big day?
How did... Give me that! Give me that! Supercuts. We know how it is.
Supercuts has the best trained stylists in the most convenient locations. Call 1-800-SUPERCUTS for a store near you.
Hey, boss.
It's bring your daughter to work day.
Oh, great. Hey, you want to see how we're promoting our macho beef combo and chicken burritos? They're loaded with everything you want in a burrito, like freshly grated cheddar cheese, our signature sauces, and cool sour cream. So, what do you think?
So, what do you think?
About the macho burritos.
About the macho burritos.
That's the promotion.
That's a promotion.
Are you reading me? Like, I'm trying to do my job. Knock it off.
Knock it off.
Stop it.
Stop it.
I'm telling your dad. Try a macho burrito, only at Del Taco.
Try a macho burrito.
It's not just another truck. It's the Honda Ridgeline. With four-wheel drive, a rugged, integrated closed box frame, and a lockable in-bed trunk. Introducing the all-new Ridgeline. Above all, it's a Honda.
Nine-5 Cubs, the Dodgers with 2 men aboard, and Will Omen coming in. Will Omen was born in Germany, actually in Frankfurt, West Germany, but he lives in nearby Agoura Hills. Went to school at Pepperdine, majored in business administration. And before this season began, Omen pitched for Mazatlan in the Mexican Winter League. So Will Omen facing J.D. Drew. Drew 0 for 1 against Omen when the series began. Omen was brought in to pitch in the 8th inning, and he got Drew to ground out in game 1. Ball 1. Omen, one of, I just don't know how many pitchers in the major leagues who underwent reconstructive Tommy John surgery 3 years ago. 1 ball, no strikes to J.D. Drew. Off speed for a strike, 1-1. Omen's fastball clocked somewhere between 90 and 94, but a very good curveball. He just dropped it in there. And a slider and a changeup. 1-1. 2 on, 2 out. Fastball roll to Derrek Lee. So Omen takes care of Drew exactly the way he took care of him in game 1. A ground ball to first, and it's 9-5 Cubs.
Looking for a new trimmer? Easy starting, easy to operate. Stihl makes over 15 models, with the Stihl FS45 starting at just $129.95. Stihl, legendary performance, demanded by professionals and now built and priced for homeowners. Get the lightweight FS45 trimmer, now just $129.95. It's our lowest price ever. Exclusively at your Stihl service professional. There's 8,000 locations nationwide. Find one near you at stihlusa.com.
What's going on here?
Someone's bringing a Club Chalupa through the lounge again. It's like they've never seen a club with a crispy, chewy shell before.
They should have brought that through the side door.
Break the rules of the club. Taco Bell's Club Chalupa has crisp bacon and grilled all-white meat chicken, loaded into a crispy, chewy chalupa shell. It's one club only Taco Bell could create.
Hey, switch to water aerobics.
To get the club with a twist, think outside the bun.
Looking for better fuel economy? We make it easy, oh so easy. 9 Toyota models average at least 30 highway miles per gallon. Along with legendary reliability, that's why people have always counted on Toyota. The road to better gas mileage starts at your Southern California Toyota dealer today. We make it easy, easy on you. Toyota fuel economy. Now that's moving you forward.
9-5 Chicago, top of the 9th inning, and Gio Carrara coming in out of the Dodger bullpen. The Cub fans are certainly happy. It'll be Todd Walker, Corey Patterson, and then Will Omen's spot. So Gio ready to go to work. Todd Walker is 2 for 4. Ball 1. 12 of the 16 hits garnered by Cubs infielders. Foul back. Derrek Lee with 5 hits. Nefi Perez 4. Todd Walker 2. And Enrique Wilson 1. So what an attack, but especially spearheaded by Derrek Lee. Amazing what he has done in 13 games against the Western Division. .549 batting average, 7 home runs, 23 runs batted in, and all of it in 13 games. Foul back. 1-2 to Todd. When the Dodgers bat in the bottom of the 9th, they'll have Kent, Signs, and Worth. And down in the Cub bullpen, Ryan Dempster, who's become the closer. He saved 6. He's getting ready. 1-2. Fastball hit to center. AD puts it away. 1 down in the 9th inning.
Center fielder Corey Patterson.
So Corey Patterson coming up. Patterson double, grounded out, struck out, grounded out again. 1 for 4. It was 6-5 in the 8th inning with 2 out, and Nefi Perez got a base hit. Then Enrique Wilson got a base hit, and then Derrek Lee came up with his 5th hit, a 3-run home run to open it wide, and the Cubs now enjoying a comfortable lead, 9-5. Gary Hairston is out on deck to bat for Will Oman. Fastball lifted. Now let's see. Coming over is Kent. Coming in is Worth. No play. So Jason goes back to his position. So does Kent. Signs. 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Corey Patterson. Two years ago, Corey Patterson on opening day against the New York Mets set a Cub opening day record. He had 7 RBIs in that one game. Ball 2. Nine 5 Cubs. Good changeup, 2-2. Remember what the Cubs are trying to do tonight. They have not done in 10 years here at Dodger Stadium. That is sweep the Dodgers in a 3-game series. In 1995, so a while ago. 2-2. Change. Staying with it is Signs. Say, by the way, make sure to enter the 19th annual Think Blue Week contest. Win a chance to live out maybe a baseball fantasy. From June 27th through July 3rd, you could be taking batting practice at Dodger Stadium, meeting your favorite Dodger player, announcing the starting lineup. Folks that are selected will live out their fantasy, be introduced in pregame ceremonies prior to their designated games. So enter by June 9th on Dodgers.com or call 1-866-DODGERS for more information. 2 down, and here's Jerry Hairston. Foul ball, 0-1. Okay, pal, anything you want. Are people great? That's just amazing. Right, 0-2. Gary Hairston led off the first game of the series, and the second pitch by Wilson Alvarez Hairston hit a home run. An ominous beginning for the Dodgers. Ground ball to Kent. All right. So the Cubs go out in order. And we're heading to the bottom of the ninth. 9-5 Chicago.
Hey, Jack.
Hey.
Want a donut?
Why would I want a donut? Donuts are a scam. When you get to the middle, where the donut fillet should be, you get a hole. I don't want a hole for breakfast. I want something meaty and filling, like my new meaty breakfast burrito with scrambled eggs, bacon, ham, sausage, real cheeses, and fire-roasted salsa. Enjoy your hole.
Hey, Jack, want a bagel?
Within the second feed of extra time, it's been a grueling match for both teams. Shad chases the ball. Ramos takes control. Oh, my!
The longer and harder you exercise, the more severe your hydration needs become, and that can cause you to fall apart. That's why there's new Gatorade Endurance Formula. This unique 5-electrolyte formula puts back more of what your body loses during your most punishing activities. New Gatorade Endurance Formula.
Looking for better fuel economy? We make it easy, oh so easy. 9 Toyota models average at least 30 highway miles per gallon. Along with legendary reliability, that's why people have always counted on Toyota. The road to better gas mileage starts at your Southern California Toyota dealer today. We make it easy, easy on you. Toyota fuel economy. Now that's moving you forward.
9-5 Cubs, bottom of the ninth inning, and Ryan Dempster is asked to save all 3 games. That is to say, at least finish them off and get the last out. He has a 4-run lead. He has saved 6 out of 7, and it is a new role for Ryan Dempster. He had been a starting pitcher with the Florida Marlins.
Second baseman, Jeff Kent.
So Ryan Dempster will be pitching to Jeff Kent, Olmedo Signs, and then Jason Worth. Big Ryan is from Canada. Kind of interesting the fact that you get to his place of residence by ferry, and there was no baseball team where he was growing up. He had to make a 2-hour trip to get to somewhere in Canada, Vancouver, and he did that 6 days a week to make sure he'd play the game properly, and it certainly has paid off. Ball 1. Dempster, 28, working on Jeff Kent. Kent twice hit into force plays, popped up, fly to center. Ryan is 6'2", about 215. And a comebacker. He drops it. 1 away. So a long night for Jeff Kent. He goes 0 for 5. And the batter now, Olmedo Signs. Signs bidding for a perfect night. Walked in the second. Hit the 2-run home run in the third to get the Dodgers close. That was 4-3 Chicago. Walked in the fifth. Walked in the seventh. So they pitched pretty much around him. Olmedo batting .349, 6 home runs, 25 runs batted in, a strike. 0-1. Dempster, a funny guy if you hang around him. In fact, they say he aspires one day to be a stand-up comic. Not sure if that's true or not. Ground ball to Nepi Perez. There's nothing funny about the way Dempster's pitching. 2 out in the 9th inning. So the Cubs trying to sweep the Dodgers. Milwaukee beats San Diego. That's the only consolation for the Dodgers. They'll remain 6.5 back of the Padres. And don't forget the SCSR. They'll give you a complete sports update as soon as the game is over. So Dempster now working on Jason Worth. Neffy Perez, 4 hits, including a home run, and 2 singles and a double. Ground ball to Neffy, over to Derrek, and Derrek Lee, without a doubt, the player of the game. 5 hits, 4 RBIs, 3 singles and a 3-run home run, and he personally had a huge hand giving the Cubs their 9-5 win. The Cubs have now won 6 in a row and 9 out of 12. And the Dodgers have lost their 3rd in a row. And they are now 11-5 against left-hand starters. And, of course, that's part of the story. The left-hand starter, John Karanka, went 5, and Karanka, in his Major League debut, pitched just enough to pick up his first win. So, once again, the final score, Cubs 9, Dodgers 5, Milwaukee here tomorrow night. For Dodger postgame coverage and all the day's local sports news, stay tuned for the SCSR coming up next. Right now, this is Vin Scully saying so long from Dodger Stadium. Good night, everybody.
And welcome inside the SCSR studios here at Staples Center. Michael Leaves in the house, and this, of course, is the always wise and insightful FSN baseball analyst, Mark Gubazar.
Michael, way too much Derrek Lee today. This guy was incredible. He was a one-man wrecking crew on the Dodgers today. Wow. They got to walk him next time.
Maybe so. We're going to talk about that and much, much more coming up on the SoCal Sports Report.